Fair enough. All right, game's starting. Here we go.
Oops.
Good stuff.
So it is the Viper and MbL facing Nicov and dogao. Clash of the Hippo. It is the semi-final number 2. And we have Hans Chinese against Hans Chinese here. Any surprise
Whoa.
for you? Zero Empires.
Hey guys, wow. I mean, first of all, both teams choosing the same civs for game one, bearing in mind that once these civs have been chosen once, they can't be chosen again for the remainder of the series. So it's kind of, what do you think? Is it a strange coincidence that they've both chosen these civs for game one? Obviously, Huns are very strong on Arabia, but normally you'd see them paired with something like the Mongols, for example. Chinese can definitely work really well as well, though.
Yeah, the big thing with those settings is you start with 500 food, and that guarantees that you can instantly produce villagers with Chinese. So obviously Chinese now have 300, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can't build lots of scouts at the start, but just starting with 3 more villagers gives you such an eco boost that you just get into the better game.
Yeah, definitely. And first of all, I mean, we should, I guess, have a look where the players are actually at. Down to the south in the yellow is the Viper, like we said, as the Huns. His teammate MbL in the blue over to the west of the map as the Chinese. And on the other side of the map, there's Nicov in the green at the very top as the Chinese. So Chinese are both against each other at the top. And then on the far east, you've got dogao in the red playing as the Huns, and he's directly opposite the Viper there.
Not the greatest ball lure here. And yeah, maybe that was a bit sloppy. Not sure how that happened. And it feels like all 4 players are going for scouts here. So lots of map control. Always take a big look at the military count here. It's 3 and 5, and 3 and 4. So the dogao at the moment, maybe queuing a bit too many villagers, or does that ball lure hurt him so much?
Yeah, obviously the ball landing further away is going to impact his food gathered, which might actually end up slowing down his scout production. You can already see Viper's outnumbering here with the scouts, and if he takes the hill near this gold as well, that's really going to be good if ends up pushing out that way. For now, though, I mean, I'm wondering if Viper's going to mess with this second boar lure. You see where he's got his scouts. The boar's further north, and I don't know if dogao's going to have such an easy time getting that. He might have to send his scouts there and defend it while his villagers go over to collect it, as his first boar has now just finished up.
Yeah, Viper didn't see the boar. It was like a very, very tight area, and he couldn't see, so he didn't realize that it would be a nice area to protect. On the other side, we have Scout War, Nicov against MbL as well, 4 against 4 scouts, at least when Nicov is standing his last one here. And very intense start. Let's see if the boar is getting blocked, but no, dogao is zoning it out beautifully. And yeah, we are getting the action-packed start like we wanted to, Zero.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised, really. I mean, it's a shame that Viper didn't see the boar there, because he could have just held that hill and just took the fight to dogao. Dogao right now, though, doing bloodlines as he chases Viper away, but Viper buying himself some safety back at home, taking his second boar right now, and he's looking pretty comfortable underneath his TC for the time being. As far as map is concerned, I mean, there's a lot of action going on at the south of the map now. Who do you think has the better map here between Viper and dogao?
It's not that important just yet for the scouts, so I didn't take a look at it. Let me see. Defense gold, reasonable wood, close berries, and you can have 5 villagers working there on berries and only walled by 2 palisades. So that's good for dogao. Oh, you can see Viper now laming the stragglers here. I think I like dogao's map, and the Viper's map will be tougher to wall. Defensive
Definitely.
gold and close to the edge of the map, so I have to give that regard to dogao.
I think this is why Viper's getting so aggressive here. He wants to keep dogao kind of locked up back at home. On the other side, we've got Nicov coming in. It looks like he's going to hit the wood line of MbL at the back. MbL's a little out of position. Could be a couple of villagers here, maybe, but MbL going to be chasing him down. And obviously with the hill here, he can also push Nicov back once again.
Rogan?
Viper now going back, wants to get bloodlines as well, and then wants to retake the fight. He has 8 scouts to 6, so small advantage for him here. MbL on the other side is 2 behind, so overall it's 12 scouts for every team. Let's see how this continues. Bloodlines now for Nicov as well, so he can do some damage against MbL here, who's pretty far behind. Let's see, villager count is in favor of the non-Norwegian as well. Let's see how the fight goes from Viper and dogao here.
Yeah, Viper just doing bloodlines, and he's got the numbers, so dogao having to back up a little bit. And whoa, dogao's actually sending vills out to take the deer, and they're quite low as well. A couple of these vills nearly at half HP, so kind of a ballsy move. Dogao obviously going to have to keep committing to scouts here, otherwise if he loses this fight, he's going to end up losing a couple of vills as well. Even bringing the villagers into fight now is also, and I think Viper will end up losing this one if he stays in there too long.
Wow, what a commitment
really
here by
good.
dogao, yeah. And yeah, suddenly it's 2-2 and 4-4 in kills, so extremely even here. MbL the only one missing bloodlines. Where are the scouts of Nicov? Oh, they're chilling at home. So
Yeah,
extremely
both players on the top. Both players on the top kind of going more passive, but I've noticed Viper's just moved over to gold and he's building an archery range now. He's the first to go onto gold this game, and obviously he'll be starting to add some archers in. Obviously, it's always a point like when to start making those archers, because you obviously have to divert some resources away from taking food in order to get the gold, right? And archers initially are pretty weak versus scouts with bloodlines. You need a good number of them for them to actually be effective. So maybe if dogao keeps on with the scouts, this could work really well.
Yeah, especially weak archers, because they don't have fletching at the start. Then they don't do too much damage. Let's see the dance here. It's close to Viper's TC and his reinforcement. That was a nice engagement here for him. MbL now with bloodlines and wheelbarrow as well, now going for the attack, but Nicov is close. Let's see if he can do some damage. MbL is fully walled for now. Let's see if he's running through the TC. Weird big walls here by MbL coming up.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. If he walls off where the stone and the wood is on the right side, he could block that off completely and kind of make a choke point to his TC. But MbL having to abandon his lumber camp and run back to safety as Nicov does come through and he doesn't complete his wall in time. He's going to go back to finishing that now, and maybe Nicov will end up going towards the Viper. And you know, we were talking earlier about how important doubling can be. If Nicov goes towards the Viper now, that could be a great opportunity for him, since attacking MbL is going to get more difficult now.
Yeah, but the more important thing is now MbL is actually at dogao's home. The Viper was trying to lure him away, and now they can take a fight. It's pretty even numbers between MbL and dogao, but the Viper being there as well means they can take a good fight, and I think dogao needs to run. He's trying to pull all the scouts away, he's going to the north. At the same time, MbL should close his walls, and yeah, this looks like a bit of a better start for our Norwegian players here. The villagers are still working. MbL not able to zone out everything. And MbL needs to push a bit further into the areas where it really hurts. At the moment they're annoying, but dogao didn't lose a villager yet, I believe.
Yeah, dogao's kept his vills really safe, actually, and he's even managed to take 2 of those deer on the front, which is surprising. But now he's being doubled, it might become a little harder. Viper coming in on the left side to hit some villagers. And this is going to force some idle time from dogao, but since he's walled up at his lumber camps, he should be fine for the time being, and I don't think he will lose a villager too easily, as MbL takes a lot of damage from the TC there as well.
Oh, actually he overburied here.
Oh!
But I think not a single villager will go down.
There's not enough there, and Viper doesn't want to go in too far, because otherwise dogao will come from behind and just kill his whole army, because he'll be trapped. So far so good, and Viper now moving out with the archers. He's got fletching as well, but with this many bloodline scouts, I don't know how effective those archers are going to be until Viper has maybe 20 or more at this point.
And MbL is running home to defend against Nicov when he actually had enough to kind of being safe at home. And now, as you said, Viper is going in. I think he will get 1 or 2 villagers there, maybe even more. And then it will get tough because dogao still has lots of scouts here. Let's see, nice positioning here by the archers.
Yeah, this is good for the archers, but I think they may end up going down to the scouts from dogao. Dogao continues to add some more in. We'll kill 1 villager, but I'm wondering if 1 villager is going to be enough for losing this whole army at this stage, and I don't know, to be honest. I mean, all these archers will probably die now, as the villagers are even coming into fight as well.
Not sure if that was necessary. Now adding another stable and a blacksmith, so dogao is thinking about going up here. And
dogao also, by the way, still ahead in villagers compared to the Viper, even with all these archers coming in here
yeah,
on the wood line. So I think that was a bad play for Viper there. And he actually did end up getting trapped, like I said earlier on, with the wall near the berries. So I think dogao definitely came out on top in that fight.
And yeah, dogao ahead here when it comes to villagers against the Viper, and Nicov on the other side ahead against MbL. So both Norwegians being behind. Let's see, the walls are in time. And Nicov, how much damage can he do? He has bloodlines and +1 defense, so the archers won't be that great for defense.
No, not at all. And the villagers, of course, quite far from the TC. One's going to go down. Nicov going to leave it at that for now. But you're disrupting Viper's economy. It's going to slow down his wood income a little bit. And that's not good when you're making archers and need to reseed a lot of farms very soon as well. Viper's not far from Castle right now. And MbL is on the way up to the Castle Age as well. So this is the time where I think dogao and Nicov need to group together and do some big damage. And that's exactly what they're doing by bringing their scouts together at the back of Viper's base here. You're going to see another villager go down. But I think Viper's got enough archers now.
Yeah, he has enough archers and had a nice positioning, always very close to the mill, zoning out, and nice quick walls here. But 36 villagers now, MbL 11 behind, but MbL is the first one reaching Castle Age. Let's see, Nicov is clicking now, is reseeding his lumber camps, and will go for more knights as it seems.
Yeah, well, I think the big thing to consider right now is that the aggression has been mostly on Viper and MbL's side of the map. They've been defending, which means that Nicov and dogao have had time to actually wall up, right? They're walled up back at home. It might only be palisade for now, but they're feeling pretty comfortable with that. And MbL going castle, he's got a small time window where he needs to do more damage. He's up now. And will he be able to do enough damage in response before Nicov and dogao reach the Castle Age themselves?
I personally don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Palisades walls aren't the stronger thing, but they're enough for now. Oh, Viper even losing a villager maybe here against the wolves. Let's see, pulling 2 more villagers, so no, he will win that. And MbL is still pretty open. He's going for +1/+1 knights, going for bowsaw. dogao will go for knights as well. He's going for 3 stables.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
And Nikov's eco looks like knights as well.
Yeah,
one is on stone so far, I believe.
MbL, he's just moved out 2 villagers to stone on the front of his base. So I think, first to castle, he's going to try and get the second TC up. But, this is the thing, going castle is great for the military, but for the economy, it's not that huge because you can't put your second and third TC down straight away, which is why I think we see dogao going for 3 stables and Nicov also going to be doing the same with 2 stables because you can't boom your economy anyway without taking a lot of stone here.
Yeah, that makes it so tough, and that benefits so heavily the early aggression Castle Age play. So Viper's fearing exactly those aggressive moves here by dogao and Nicov, and look at his walls. I think he spent a lot of time in China.
Definitely. He learned from the pros, the masters of the wall.
Yeah.
Oh wow, MbL's actually lost a few villagers here. Look at his villager count right now, 38, while Nicov is on 40 and already in the Castle Age. Like Nicov is having a great game. Sorry, I meant 50, yeah. dogao on 40 even. Nicov on 50, which is awesome. And he's also throwing up his second TC. I think he used his market to buy some stone there.
Yeah, let's see, where is he? Oh yeah, nice positioning as well. And now the Viper wants to do some aggression against dogao, who is on 3 stables and +2 defense knights. Viper has 24 of expos, but are those enough, even with the help of MbL? I think MbL now needs to send full camels here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's double knights, camels make sense. But, I think Viper here obviously doing a pretty different strat to dogao. dogao clearly going for the 3 stables, whereas the Viper's actually going for 3 archery ranges, and he's going to go straight into cavalry archer. So I think if Viper can get a good mass of cavalry archers, it's going to be pretty difficult, since they're going to be better at raiding, and as we know from dogao's build, he's not going to be building a 2nd or 3rd TC to keep his villagers safe. So that cavalry archer raiding and crossbows could be really effective, as we've got a little fight going on here.
Yeah, Let's see. It's +2 attack against +2 defense.
Yeah.
Not enough knights to buffer, and they're not that well upgraded. Again, trying to find a good spot here in the wood, and he is doing exactly that. That's nice. And camels now to sandwich from behind. I think that's the best engagement the Norwegians could have hoped for.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, and these knights are all going to go down, I think, as well. Maybe not. I mean, the reinforcements are here for dogao. He's pretty close with his stables, but these crossbows now, they don't have to worry about breaking through the walls. They can shoot over them, right? And that's going to cause dogao to lose some vills in this wood line. And he's only just making his second TC at the back now.
And that was a good fight for the Viper, and now Dumping and Ballistics are finished as well, so all the fights will just get better if he wouldn't get trapped, and he's getting back into the perfect positioning again. Nicov is here to help out, and the Viper is making the best out of his units. Now sending some CAA to help even further, and that's just so clumped up. Look at those 11 expos here, and he can just chill it out here and be so annoying to dogao.
These crossbow have more than paid for themselves already, and they're still alive, still actually killing villagers as well in this wood line. So Viper really getting great value for his resources here, and it looks like most of the aggression and most of the focus now is going to be towards dogao's base, as Viper sends over more cavalry archers, MbL sends more camels, and Nikov's even coming over with some knights, I think.
Yeah, nice team play by all of them. Nicov here, MbL here, and obviously Viper and dogao. So the communication is exactly what we want to see from those 4 players here.
Yeah, what's interesting as well, I mean, these camels are so perfect in this situation. They're a lot cheaper than knights, so they're trading really well, and MbL back at home is actually going for like 4 TCs right now, so he's able to kind of boom off the back of this as well. Viper, great positioning with his army, as usual, and this is going to be a victory here, I feel, for Viper and MbL. I think most of these knights are going to end up dying here.
Also the knights, but I think 2-3 more camels.
Oh, maybe not actually. Maybe not.
Helped out. Nicov having +2 as well and taking the early fight. I think the Viper will get cleaned up, but as you said, Nicov and dogao, the Argentinians, had to invest so much here. It's 1 extra TC for dogao. I think 1 extra TC only for Nicov. The Viper is at only 1 starting TC, and MbL, as you said, let me see, has 4 TCs up already. Soon to be 5.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, if we look at the KD, right, you look at dogao, he's got 55 kills and 47 deaths. Viper's got 47 kills and 50 deaths. But the difference is dogao's been losing knights, while the Viper's been losing crossbow.
Yeah.
And the resource cost of the crossbow is so much more favorable to the resource cost of the knight, because the knight is so much more expensive and it's costing you food, whilst meanwhile Viper's just making units that are costing wood and gold, and he's got that surplus food to get researchers with. He can get his second TC and start booming now as well.
Yeah, but only now having a second TC, and he's heavily
It's quite late. It's very late.
Yeah. dogao's eco looks pretty reasonable. Is now going for a 3rd TC as well. Continuing with lots of knights. Military count. MbL is lagging a bit, only 10 military. You can see.
Sure. But have you seen how many TCs MbL has made? He's playing deathmatch now.
Yeah, but is it really that effective to have like 5 TCs or 6 TCs now?
I think for protecting his economy, yes, but for actually, I don't know if he can keep them all working whilst he's making units at the same time. I imagine a lot of these TCs are going to be idle for a lot of the time, and that's definitely the case. Flicking through, like half of the TCs are idle anyway, but it's definitely going to help protect his villages, and he's seeding a lot of farms as well, so he's looking to try and get ahead here. Nicov is actually still ahead in vills though with 93, and he's looking in a much more better position at the moment. In terms of military, that is.
Yeah, but doesn't really have the units to go aggressively. And MbL is going for, as you said, more farms. And now the defensive castle here, having enough stone. The Viper's now expanding to go for another TC at the front here. So it looks like a super close game, and I can't really judge who has an advantage here.
Yeah. I think Nicov and dogao had a big advantage going into the Castle Age, but then the Viper traded so well with his crossbows that I think it's kind of even at this stage. Viper and MbL may end up pulling ahead now that Viper's got these cavalry archers though, because this massive cavalry archer, it's going to be so difficult to deal with this, even if you've got like mass knights. These are going to be really effective here.
Yeah, the beauty of Cav archers is that you can always dictate when to fight. You can just shoot, and if your enemy is having too much or like is getting closer, you just run back and try to hit and run, and that's just so nice and gives you incredible cost efficiency.
Yeah, definitely. And you can also use them to raid a lot more effectively as well, generally speaking. But, you know, there's no stone walls yet in the game, so these palisades are not really going to be keeping too much out anyway. But here we go, fight in the middle now. And Nicov going to lose quite a few units, I think, as Viper, like you say, just backs up. He takes the fight when he wants to take it. And with a bit of micro like this, just so many units there from Nicov just dying, and Viper losing, I think, 1 cavalry archer.
Yeah, that's just so efficient. And Viper's eco in the south, as you said, without any stone walls, could be, yeah, so easily killed.
Definitely, definitely. And I think as well, with dogao now coming in here, Viper's got to divert his army back home as well. So this is actually a good counterplay from dogao. It's going to keep the aggression on the Vipers and MbL side of the map, which gives them a little bit more space at home. And overall, that's generally what you want to achieve, right? You want to be fighting on the enemy's side of the map rather than your own.
Ooh, and I see something that I don't like. More stables of Nicov.
Yep, as he's going up to the Imperial Age as well. What do you reckon, Heavy Camel and Cavalier? Or do you think he's going to now start taking stone and switching as quickly as he can into Chuko Nu?
He just added more stables, so I think he will go for Heavy Cavaliers here. I would have, advised him to go for Chuko Nu's or Halberdier Rampush or something.
Yeah.
But he has so much more army. At the moment, only 13 military for MbL and 26 for Nicov. And that's just so much stronger army in general. So I think Nicov can do some damage here. But in the long run, he's not going for the best composition.
Yeah, I mean, he's actually researching Heavy Camel, which I would argue is a kind of, well, I wouldn't say it's a waste of resources, but it's not going to be effective at raiding. And once those camels are gone, he's really going to want to switch into something else anyway, because MbL is going straight into Chuko Nu, and he's also on the way to the Imperial Age as well now.
Then we have basically Cavalier against Chuko Nu Heavy CA. So I'm a bit surprised by the unit choices from both teams.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the Heavy Camel. Like, I don't know if that's a good idea, to be honest. I mean, how effective do you think they're going to be in this game now? Because we know MbL's going for the Chuko Nu. We know that Viper's got the Cavalry Archer. Where's the Heavy Camel fitting into this?
Well, maybe just thought, okay, I had like 10 camels still left over and I can research it, but the upgrade takes endless amounts of times. And isn't really that much more efficient when it comes to either raiding or fighting.
Yeah, I feel like right now Nicov and dogao have the map control, right? So MbL and the Viper are the defensive players in this situation. So it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to go Heavy Camel here, because Heavy Camel is more of a defensive unit. You're defending, it's a counter unit. It's not good at raiding, it's not good at killing villagers, it's not good under town center or castle fire. So you want to use them in a more defensive position if you're being attacked or raided by Cavalier or Paladins, for example. I don't know, maybe he's thinking late game it could be useful, but I think right now he could have spent those resources in other things. He could have upgraded some siege, he could have gone towards doing siege ram, for example, which I think is going to be better in the long run.
Yeah. Can't agree more with you. I don't really see why he went for Heavy Camels. I think the upgrade is like 260, 350 or something. So you could just invest in like 4 more Cavaliers, and I think they would do more damage than the Heavy Camel upgrade. But I think he will not build any more camels unless he sees endless amount of Paladins or Cavaliers from the Viper.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that expensive to do it, and he has got a few left over anyway, but I don't think he's going to want to overcommit to that as the game goes on. But either way, I mean, right now, Viper is going to be the last to reach Imperial, but he's got a really big mass of Cavalry Archers, and once these guys get upgraded, it's going to be pretty nasty. I don't know what they're building to deal with them. I think dogao is likely to do Cavalier and then go Paladin, but he's going to have a hard time affording Paladin, I think. Well, maybe not. I don't know, actually.
Let's see, 99 villagers, some of them on stone, but the rest of the eco looks pretty solid for the tech switch. His the second and third gold spots isn't really taken so far.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake there. I said Viper was the last to Imperial. dogao actually hasn't clicked up yet.
Oh!
So I thought dogao was already up, but no, he's still castle actually.
Oh, but he had 800 waiting for University and the Monastery. We assume it's a pause, but could be a drop.
Yeah, we should check that.
Can you check it?
Yeah, sure, I can tab out.
Okay, sweet.
Looks like a pause. They're all still in game in the lobby.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to mention earlier, MbL going for the defense upgrade before the attack upgrade with camels. Normally, you are running so much behind enemy units, and you are doing the damage dealer that with camels you opt for the attack upgrade before the defense upgrade, and he did the other way around. That was interesting to me.
You mean Nicov, right? I think.
I mean MbL.
Oh, MbL. I didn't see that. MbL's got +1/+1. No, +1/+2. Yeah, he's done defense first. Wait, has he? I can't even find any of MbL's units right now. He's all I can see is Chuko Nu.
It is starting to see he has some camels. Does Leary play in this tournament? He already won the first semi-final.
Oh yeah,
with hearts.
I do see the camels now. You're right. Yes, he's done +2/+1. Yeah.
I'm feeling good for dogao.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think MbL's going to win his side because he's got 2 castles up already. He's already got a good number, well, a few Chuko Nu out, but he's already got 2 castles and he can afford his 3rd castle already. Whereas Nicov is only just building his 1st castle right now. Okay. So if it comes to a Treb war, I think MbL's going to have the edge, but I don't even think he's going to do Trebs here. He's just going to upgrade to Cap Ram and make Rams whilst he pumps out Chuko Nu from his 3 castles.
Yeah, but before he needs to defend against the Cavaliers and Camel ratings in the back, and he doesn't really have enough units to defend there properly. And now running back with his not too well upgraded Chuko Nu so far, and will lose a lot of villagers. He's at 125, so that is reasonable. The Viper is now chasing dogao, finally clicked up to Imperial Age, and yeah, so much raiding, so many idle villagers. Look at this, 120 and 66 were just idle into TCs. And more villagers dying, so MbL's eco is a bit in shambles at the moment, and the raid continues here by Nicov.
Yeah, the raiding is going to set him back a little bit, but we will see. I mean, he's still able to queue a lot of Chuko Nu up, and I think he's going to counterattack pretty effectively. In the middle of the map, Viper's actually going to stop the raiding anymore because he's already positioned his cavalry archers to kind of intercept the raiding units. And should be able to take down a few cavalier, but he's going to have to back up here because those camels obviously don't really want to be fighting close quarters with them, with those cavalry archers.
Whoa, and without chemistry and braces, and without faith and tactics all the way, he really wants to back off here and lost way more than he thought he would. Ay, that hurts him a bit. Still no rest for heavy CA here. Needs to fall back. Now adding more archery ranges, so that will be no switch for our Hans players from Norway here.
No, just going to go for heavy cavalry archer. I think it works well. I mean, it complements what MbL's doing as well. And MbL now, I mean, this is quite good, to be honest. He's moving forwards. He's got the capped ram on the way. He's got some battering rams ready. And it looks like he's getting ready to go forward and hit Nicov now, who is actually switching into elite skirmisher at this point. Nicov is doing elite skirm right now, looking to probably get a little defensive against this push from MbL.
Yeah, it seems like it. Maybe some skirms and traps or something, or skirms and rams. Not really sure. I was watching the other side where the Viper lost more CA again.
On the hill there, that's not so good. MbL actually sending some camels over here though, which is kind of nice. That's going to deal with the cavalier, and Viper now can be safe for the time being. Or can he actually deal with the cavalier? No.
Not really.
He's outnumbered. He's outnumbered a lot.
Outnumbered and castle camels and a bad fighting positioning. And now dogao saved all his knights and is now looking for +4 defense and cavalier as well. If the Viper isn't getting his heavy CA pretty soon, he's struggling. He's walling more and more with stone, as you can see, and now wants to go for halberdiers maybe even before.
Yeah, throwing down some barracks, how pikemen coming in. I feel like, yeah, it's a real problem for him. He can't actually afford to upgrade these cavalry archers. He's doing +4 defense right now, which is fine, but he really needs the heavy cavalry archer upgrade if he can get it. And I was kind of off the mark a little bit there because the raiding from Nicov is carrying on, and MbL has so many idols. He's just having to fill up his TCs with villagers here as this raiding comes in.
At the same time, the aggression is coming in as well. I think Nicov overboomed a bit here. 160 villagers. He can't
Whoa.
really get into the strong army like he wants to.
That's surprising. He's really booming hard. I wonder if he's actually going to send some resources over to dogao here. Or how much has he got in the bank? He's pretty loaded.
Oh yeah, lots of food, and he could absolutely send something to dogao here. He could absolutely use those resources to go for paladins.
Yeah, exactly. dogao actually on the way over with some cavalier now. This is going to stop MbL's push. And I think with that push, and failing as it is doing right now, I think dogao is actually going to be able to stop really pressuring MbL. I guess it depends what goes on with these cavalry archers on the other side of the map, because Viper still hasn't upgraded them, but with this many cavalry archers, he could still do some really big damage as well. And oh, Viper's trying to team wall, but dogao's stopping that down at the south there.
Oh, that's so
That
brutal.
was nice.
And yeah, the double was so big, and Nicov already having 3 traps prepared means MbL will lose 1 castle for sure. Then he only has 2 left, and if he wants to go for Chukunu only, that's not enough as a production. Now, Paladin upgrade for dogao being researched as well.
Yeah, that's nice, and that's really going to change the pace, I feel. I mean, well, it's already kind of favoring Nicov and dogao right now. But as you say, as MbL loses this castle, that's really bad news if he's trying to go for a heavy Chukonu army. These Chukonu are like nearly fully upgraded though. He does just need the final defense upgrade. And the pressure's really ramping up on MbL's side of the map.
Let's see, Viper's now going back, but as you said, MbL is struggling, and now he has to go for halberdiers as well. Is doing the defense upgrade, is getting more racks up, and they are trying to get a team wall running. So is dogao and Nicov, as you can see, trying to find more areas to wall. And oh, those CA are in such a bad positioning!
Oh, what are they doing? Heavy cavalry archer just coming up, but wow, they're getting destroyed.
God.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so costly.
You know, I really like this decision from Nicov to go skirm, actually. They know that Viper's massing heavy cavalry archer, and they know that MbL's going Chukonu.
Yeah,
It's a great unit to put behind the paladins. It works really well.
Skirm and Sling is such a great idea, absolutely. I thought, okay, Skirm only wouldn't do it, but slinging your mate to more paladins is so good. And yeah.
Viper's in a good position here with his cavalry archers now, though. Between this lumber camp and the wood line, he should take down the paladins if they stay and fight. But dogao looks like he's going to try and back off and save as many as he can. That fight didn't quite go as well as they'd maybe hoped, apart from Viper's kind of heavy cavalry archer positioning earlier near that cliff. But still, I mean, the Trebs from Nicov here in a bad position. They're having to back up, and the Chukonu are going to lay into them. That's 1 Treb down. That's kind of costly.
Yeah, trap, obviously super costly. And let's see, Chukunus, Nicov, is he going for Chukunus? No, he stays on his approach of skirmishes and slinging. dogao now expanding, castle in the middle, going for 2 extra gold spots here, more stables in the middle, rushing everywhere, and I feel like MbL and Viper aren't on the best composition for the late game.
No,
CA
not at all.
isn't really it. You need to go for paladins in the long run.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the cavalry archers, they have that power spike in the castle age when you get a good mass of them. But as the game goes on, I feel like, yeah, the paladin is going to work out better in the long run. But right now, trade coming up for both teams, and this is where it's really nice to have the map control, and you kind of feel a lot safer if you're Nicov and dogao right now, where you're able to get these kind of wall-offs going in the center of the map and protect your trade line with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And MbL, you can see the great team player he become. Or he became walling with fortified walls, even on the side of the Viper, who doesn't have fortified walls. So great team play here, but not in time till dogao can ram in. He was soon to be siege rams, lots of paladins prepared, and the Viper again now needs to actually see MbL. He doesn't want to have a gate there. He actually wanted MbL to lead those, and yeah, he does now. But dogao will push in bomber towers for Nicov and MbL coming in any second. Trying to run with the traps.
Nowhere to run though. But I wonder if MbL is actually going to lose some more army here. If Nicov sends his skirms around, he could trap those elite Chuko Nu here and take away most of MbL's army at this stage.
Yeah, he is. And that's not the same position like the Viper did over here in the south, because if you're fighting against Chukanus and skirms, then doesn't make it so much better. Bomber towers now for the defense, and the Viper needs to upgrade his halberdiers a bit better. +0, +2 only, so villagers are doing the better job here of actually scaring away the rams.
Yeah, that hold now in the wall, but I think he's going to be able to patch that up pretty quickly. Dogao's kind of retreated his army away. And it looks like he's going over to Nikov's side of the map once again. And all of those Chuko Nu from MbL going down there at this stage. It looks like Nicov now switching a little more heavily into Chuko Nu rather than skirms. And as you say, bombard towers from MbL just going to make things annoying, to be honest. Just making it harder to push in. And I don't like bombard towers.
They are like such a great defensive
They are.
thing. And he's going for lots of bomber towers. Seems like he wants to stay on 2 castles only. I think he already has like 10 bomber towers or something.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, there's no problem for Nicov here. He can easily take them down with his trebs. Obviously, you have to keep the trebs protected, but it takes time. And I think MbL is just kind of buying them time here, whilst Viper is pushing out in the middle of the map, seeing what he can find. I don't think he's going to do too much, although saying that, look at that. Nicov putting a hole in his own wall where Viper's army is.
Let's see. Killing some CA, but that's it. Still not elite Suganu. They have rocketry.
Oh,
maybe the biggest wall!
Oh, so close. That would have been amazing. dogao trying to wall those units in so they got trapped by the Chuko Nu, but just missing out there. That was so close.
Yeah. And more. Oh, another push here into the face of Viper, who's finally switching into Paladins, but needs to build more Halberdiers for now. Still only +1, +2. Paladin upgrade now for the Viper, but might be a bit late. On the other side, we have Nicov pushing here, but the big story is in the middle here.
Yeah, right now this is going to be a good push for dogao, but with these halbs, I think Viper can defend it, to be honest. But looking at the trade, I think is important at this stage, because MbL is really far behind on trade carts right now, and I think his gold's drying up pretty quickly.
Trade cards, let's do the math. 39 to 54, so heavily in favor here for Nicov and dogao.
Yeah, this is good. And oh wow, Chuko Nu coming in for Nicov. Notice how he's not done the elite upgrade though. He's fully upgraded them, but he doesn't have the elite upgrade yet.
That's so surprising. I think it helps like 3 arrows to 5 arrows or something. So
yeah,
it's
so you're
enormous.
It's a huge increase in damage, and actually that's a big mistake from Nicov. If you, well, I don't know if you'd call it a mistake, maybe it's intentional, but it would really help his army here, getting more value out of a smaller number of units.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, he needs to do that. I don't know if he's maybe not noticed, because he's upgraded everything else, and he's still making them. Although he's making skirms as well, he's still queuing Chuko Nu, so I'm not sure what that's about.
I think he never lost a castle either, so you can't go for the story like, yeah, he clicked it but lost the castle meanwhile.
No. Strange. I don't know. MbL though, trying to be annoying with more bombard towers in the center of the map. There's still a couple of gold spots that they're fighting for. There's one here with 1,600 gold where dogao is building a mining camp next to that tower which is being sieged. And they're still trying to get whatever's left, really. I think that's the only gold left on the map right now.
Probably true, yeah. We have still some stone in the top. And now let's see, big engagement here, nice teaming up of Nicov and dogao, and I think all the Harvesters should go down pretty easily, but not without killing lots of Paladins as well. The Rams are taking all the damage from the CA, and I think this is a good fight here for our players from South America.
Yeah, definitely, and Viper now with that Paladin upgrade done, but look at his upgrades, he's only got +2 defense and +1 attack, so he's still waiting on the upgrades before these can be truly effective, and meanwhile, dogao pushing in with these Rams, supported by Nicov with the Chuko Nu at the back, and this might not end up too well.
And for his stables out in the front from the Viper.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the Rams are getting focused pretty quickly, but they're still going to take down one stable at least, maybe another one as well here. MbL in the back with some Chuko Nu of his own, focusing on the Rams though, so 2 stables for a lot of Rams, it's not too bad for MbL and Viper here, to be honest.
Yeah, they're holding for now. Populations, everyone basically could go onto pop limits, so main focus is now map control and unit composition. I think both teams are going for the optimal unit composition now. Chuko Nu and Paladin. Still some other army left from the Viper, which he will trade if the game goes a bit longer. Let's take another look at the trade cards if the situation improved a bit. It's 85 to 58, so MbL and Viper are improving, but still heavily in favor for dogao and Nicov, and points are switching every second.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm quite impressed by MbL and Viper's defense, but they're definitely the ones defending here. There's no doubt about that. And if Nicov and dogao keep this pressure up, I feel like it's only a matter of time until they kind of lose their front line here, the Viper and MbL, that is. So, I don't know, I mean, that first push that we saw, well, that push we saw with all the Rams just now, wasn't that effective. They didn't end up doing too much damage in the long run. And I think even here, dogao going to lose his trebs to Viper's Paladins as well, so that's not good.
dogao now going for fletching and chemistry only to increase the attack from this one castle here. Let's see it. It's helping out for now, and lots of stables here, so dogao I think will not lose this position just yet. But the Viper is standing in a lot. He has 2 Rams, more Rams coming up. No siege ram upgrade though. At the other side we have another castle being threatened to get killed. Going down to 3k HP now, but on the hill and has masonry. So that's reasonable for now. And this castle will most likely die here from dogao. Where's his army?
Yeah, he's losing the center of the map because, well, I don't even know what happened there. I think he's running out of resources. He doesn't have enough gold to keep making as much Paladin as he would like. He's actually down to 170 pop right now, trying to rebuild the Paladins, but he's going to have to give up the hill. He will lose the castle. But on the other side of the map, I feel like Nicov is winning this. Look at how many Rams he's bringing in. Look how many Chuko Nu are supporting this army, but he still doesn't have the elite Chuko Nu upgrade. And this is really costing him now.
So yeah, then the trap is going down as well. A nice focus there by MbL. And the attack continues here for the Viper. He was defending the whole game, and suddenly he's pushing back dogao out of nowhere. But dogao back to close to pop 200. 32 Paladins here waiting for the Viper to push in, but he has such a great Imperial Age control, being so good in deathmatch as well, and one of the greatest late players in general, and I think this will be a tough hold for dogao all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's looking tough for him. I mean, dogao right now is just struggling for resources. He needs more Paladins. He's getting them slowly but surely. He could do with more Rams as well, but he just can't really afford it. And he's just trying to wait it out. Wait until he gets 200 pop, and then he can attack or try and attack back. There's no point just throwing loads of units at this army from Viper if you're not maxed out, because otherwise you're just outnumbered and you're going to die. But on the left side, Nicov really pushing in quite hard here. I just feel like if he had this elite Chuko Nu upgrade, this would be a different story, and he'd probably have already killed MbL's front line.
Yeah, could have protected his traps so much better. Interesting decision here by the Viper, actually falling back after he had like 70 army knocking at the door of dogao. Now falling back, taking another great fight. Even Harvey is taking helping out.
Yeah, dogao losing a lot of Paladins there, back down to 180 pop, and then rebuilding once again. But I think Nicov coming over with some camels, so they're actually going to be useful in the late game here. That's for sure. The camels should be pretty effective at defending this. But Viper's looking really strong here.
Yeah, he's playing so much to the full potential of the Huns, going for CA, going for Paladins, fully producing everything. I think the next unit we need to see is an Onager switch from the Chinese players.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier on, actually, Onager would be nice, but I think it's much more defensive, isn't it? You got to use that defensively when you're playing against this many Bombard towers. They just don't work when you're playing against Bombards. Right now, though, Nicov having to divert a lot of attention to this aggression from Viper in the middle of the map, sending heavy camels over here and not to the front line where he was just beating MbL. He's actually backed off over on that left side as he comes in now and takes his camels to the fight. This is good. They should clean up these Paladins from Viper here. And MbL coming over with some units himself.
So sick here. Such a big push of dogao now. Trying to push everything back, but he's constantly fighting against the hill with the help of Bombard towers as well. Nicov sending in some units, but that wasn't enough. No more Harbidiers coming in from MbL, even some elite Chukunu. And it feels like dogao has the bigger numbers now of the Viper. What is happening here? How are they pushing each other back and forth?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, look at this, though. Chukonu from Nicov moving through the center of the map. This is a pretty big number of units, and if he gets over there, I think that's really going to change the pace. The problem for dogao here is that he's fighting uphill, and he's fighting against Haubs, and he's fighting against these Bombard towers. So MbL's Bombard tower is doing a lot of work in this fight, that's for sure.
Okay, let's see now. The Viper wanted to go for some aggression through the middle, but nicely walled by Nicov and protected by Bombard towers. I'm not really sure how both teams could advance now. On the other side, we have MbL walled everything, and I think the push has to go through the middle. Maybe lots of rams and exclude dogao from supporting the middle push. Something like that. This has to happen.
I think the weakest part in the wall for Viper and MbL is the middle, like you say. There's actually a hole right there where they can run in and start killing trade, but the problem is there's Bombard towers and castles protecting the trade line. For Viper and MbL, again, it looks again like the middle might be the best place, but we also see Bombard towers from Nicov now as well, so it's going to be hard either way. Maybe the weakest part of the wall for dogao and Nicov is on the right side, where it's just a stone wall.
Trying to find some weak spots. I think you're right. It has to go through the middle, and as you can see, all the players are realizing that and are pushing through the middle. More rams now coming in, and the moment everyone is going to the left-hand side, dogao sneaking in from behind, killing some sweet towers here. Oh god, that has to be so annoying for the Viper here.
Yeah, Viper's actually losing a lot of Paladin on this left-hand side to to Nicov and dogao with the Chukonu coming in. If only they were elite, my god. dogao, though, throwing some trebuchet in as well. They're going to take down the Bombard towers, and this hill is actually proving to be really important because Nicov can now come in with some Bombard towers of his own and start towering up this hill. And this is probably the best place they could be pushing, given that the weakest part of the wall is right behind these stables and right behind these barracks.
MbL at the moment with only 24 trade cards, and dogao and Nicov have combined 4 relics for them. Wow. So Golden Cam is better for Nicov and dogao. They're pushing the middle a bit.
I like this. I think dogao and Nicov are taking the edge here, to be honest. I think, I don't know why MbL is so far behind in trade cards this game. There's really no reason not to have more than he has got. I mean, I don't understand. Why is he not making more?
Well, he wasn't latest on going to trade, but yeah, it's 70 minutes into the game. He had enough time to catch up for sure.
24 trade is not enough, but at the same time, I mean, MbL right now, he's down to 160 population. He's actually struggling to keep himself popped out. Meanwhile, Nicov and dogao are maxed out. They're at 200 out 200, and they're pushing in pretty strong. We actually see Onager from MbL though, and like you said earlier, it's definitely a good unit to defend with. So that could be pretty effective for him.
And even if you don't get too many kills with an Onager, just puts such a threat into the head of your enemy that he always has to be aware with all his archers at every point in the game. And oh, now the big trade push into the trade. Let's see, Paladins of dogao. Now the attack side comes and the Paladins. Now he's going down to the south.
As well.
And traps. Oh, let's see what's coming. dogao needs to send everything. He has 52 military. MbL and the Viper at 60.
Yeah, look at this as well, though. dogao here, he's actually putting up archery ranges now. I think he's going to go into some heavy cavalry archer, just so he can raid the trade more effectively. And he's doing that all on this right-hand side. So this whole side is going to be dedicated to pushing in. And I think he's through. He's through. I think he even went for the... no, I thought he was going to go for the markets there as well. This is huge.
Yeah, and the Viper and MbL have so much army in this hill area, so they're fighting with just 20 less. Let's see, the Rams are taking the first market. Oranges might help out here. dogao now, as you said, going for CA, going for braces, going for treadmill, crane. More pushing coming in. I think only one market will go down, maybe two, but it's still a lot of paladins here from our player from Brazil. Let's see how the defense will be from the Viper. And dogao isn't producing more there. He's at 181, but not queuing up.
Weird, but honestly, if he queues up here, if he actually queues these units and keeps this pressure on, if he takes these 3 markets down, which I think he's going to do, I think this could be Nicov and dogao's game, honestly. If he takes these last 2 markets, I think that's it.
Same time,
Nicov is winning on the front as well, on his side.
Oh yeah, that's looking so good. Indeed, where's MbL's army? He's at 136 pop only.
Yeah, MbL, it's over. This is it.
This game might be GG. You called it.
dogao and Nicov have got it. They've got the markets, and Nicov is slamming his side.
Okay,
dogao overwhelming the Viper here. Viper's trying to push in through the middle, but dogao can clean this up.
Oh, and his secondary market wasn't in time, and they're pushing into the middle and got a nice amount of towers there. But what does it really matter if you lose all your trade? The market's still not up. As you can see, all the trade cards now clumping up here. And MbL didn't have enough gold in the first place. By the way, meanwhile the action was continuing here at the push. Nicov finished Elite Chukunu, so now we can die happy.
He's done it. He's finally done it, and there's 10 gold in the bank for MbL, so he's going to defend from these Rams, Trebs, and Chukonu with trash, which is not going to end well. This has got to be the game for Nicov and dogao right now. Viper's trying to rebuild the markets, and look at these trade units on the left side of the map, just clumped up, and well, it's messy. It's really messy. There's going to be a real gold shortage for the next couple of minutes, and that could be enough time for dogao and Nicov to really push their advantage and take the win.
And MbL losing his second castle. dogao going for the upgrades for the heavy CA defense upgrade, and Thumbring trying to redo the walls, but C-Trams are just incredibly strong against walls.
Yeah, I think Viper's going to have a hard time patching that up.
And now dogao, after he saw okay, I'm defended here, just goes to the other side. And MbL was struggling before to hold there, and it will get even tougher. Now back to close to 170, Viper at 200. So pop-wise, it looks still pretty reasonable, but they're losing so much ground.
Gold-wise, it's a totally different story. MbL's got no gold, Viper's got no gold. Well, Nicov and dogao have got over 1k gold each right now. So, I don't know, there's going to be a shortage of gold units for these guys in a minute, and that's a real problem.
And how can you kill those traps?
I don't think he can. It's just going to be a slow siege now on the front of MbL's base.
Does MbL have a castle left? He has 1 castle in the trade, so even if he gets back onto gold, he can't really replenish all his chickenoos he wants to build.
No. And Viper's coming in now with some paladins, but I think he's outnumbered. dogao's going to have more paladins at this stage of the game. There's no doubt about it.
And oh god, so many paladins, and now this might be the final fight of the game. There's no chance of Viper and MbL to get back to their nice unit counts if they lose this fight. For now, it's looking good. Bomber Tower still helping out, and the Viper has reasonable numbers. Not sure how he can afford them, but he is.
I think he sold some resources at the market. The trade's now back up, but it's going to take a while for it to kind of kick back in again. They have to pay themselves back, but look at this fight right here. Viper and MbL might just hold on.
It looks reasonable.
Yeah.
What a defense, and they're leading in points.
Wow.
They have both pop 180. How are they doing this?
I really thought that double on that left side was going to be it from MbL. I didn't think he'd defend that. We were wrong.
So did I. And this is game 1 out of the best of 7 series.
Jeez. I still feel that dogao and Nicov have the edge, don't get me wrong, but that was a good defense on the left-hand side there. Now, dogao moving into the center of the map, they're trying to go for them production buildings, just stop Viper from replenishing his units. The trade for Viper and MbL's back up though, and I don't know why, but Viper's Paladins just seem to win every fight.
I'm not sure how, but they are Viper Paladins.
Yeah, man. They get a hidden attack bonus.
And suddenly, MbL is pushing with traps.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I mean, Nicov has been so dominant on this left side for like the whole game. And now, with the help of Viper coming in with those Paladins before, MbL's the one that's actually counter-attacking. And Nikov's losing a lot of these siege workshops, losing a lot of ground. And he's going to be forced to defend this.
Now, MbL is going into elite skirmishers. Nicov can basically decide what units he wants to build. So is dogao. I think still that the Paladin push should have been the big option here. And not going for CA. It's just not the stronger unit here.
Well, I think the CA was to help with the raiding in the trade, but they didn't have enough time to get the CA out and kill any trade units. So even though they stopped the trade, it was only temporary. They rebuilt the markets and they didn't really lose any trade carts. So the trade's just going to be back up to normal now for Viper and MbL. Which is a problem for them, for Nicov and dogao, that is. But I think now he's going to go for it again. Dogao's coming in with the Rams once more. This time he's got a mix of Cavalry Archers and Paladin. But there is a defensive onager here from MbL, so maybe he will take down these Rams.
Completely missed. The Viper and MbL are out of wood. They are buying wood at the moment.
No way.
They are,
you're right.
They have something at the area, and MbL just had 1.5k gold and completely invested it into buying wood. Is now up to close to 3k wood again, but that was so surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean they had less of the map. I'd say like they had a third of the map.
Oh my god, it just maybe! Oof.
Wow.
But they slipped through.
It was close though. Yeah. I mean these onagers are actually doing really good work. Oh wait, I was looking at the other side of the map. Look at Nikov's onagers.
Oh yeah,
they destroyed MbL right there.
Oh, and now again into the trade.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's good news.
Why is he building another market again there? I think like one over here would have been another good option. Viper sending enough to clear up what dogao is throwing at them again. The market's again going down. I think one might survive, maybe even both going down. dogao not fighting. The patrol not doing the best job here. The walls are being kept open, and I'm not sure how he's doing it, but Viper is constantly producing more Paladins and CA than dogao.
Man, yeah, I mean, dogao is actually using these buildings now, though, and it looks like Nikov's bringing in some camels as well. They need to commit everything to this push, and they need to kill as much trade as they can. But like you said, the wood situation is actually really bad for MbL and Viper right now. There's hardly anyone chopping wood. There's hardly anywhere to chop wood. And that could be a real problem as the time goes by, because Nicov and dogao have plenty of wood in the bank at this stage.
And plenty of wood to chop, indeed.
Yeah.
The Viper is pushing back. Let's take a look. Trade cards again, idle for MbL. Look at his resources. He has a combined of less than 1k resources in the bank here.
Yeah, and he's got more gold, which is no good at this point. You need something to combine with that gold, and MbL's population is probably just going to end up dropping now, and he's going to have a hard time replenishing it. So it looks like the final straw for Viper and MbL. They need to do one hell of a defense to hold onto this, but I don't know. I mean, MbL has no access to wood, nowhere to really consider getting more wood, and that could be his undoing, to be honest.
MbL still has a nice pop, 150, 70 military of that, but it's mainly harborers and skirmishers. So now when Chukanus and Rams are closing the distance, I don't see MbL holding like he did before. And again, dogao's knocking at the door. The Viper is somewhat holding, but he doesn't have the gold income anymore.
No, I think that's it. I think dogao is, well, I said this before. But this time, I really mean it. I mean, I don't know where MbL is going to get resources from. Once these farms go out, there's going to be no wood left to reseed them, and he's just going to be starved to death. Meanwhile, dogao still breaking through with the rams here, and Viper just doesn't seem to be able to keep his numbers up, whilst dogao sits on this hill with his cavalry archers, and he does so much damage from the back, breaking Viper's line now. And I think that this time, that this could be it. These cavalry archers are in. And there's going to be a lot of dead trade cards now from the Viper and MbL.
A lot of dead trade again. Let's see how many paladins the Viper can scratch out to maybe clear this up for another time, which when we called it that the game would have been over. Now, nice move of dogao, going to that hill and going with the rams for the push against the trade again.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of dead trade cards right there, and they won't be able to afford the wood to replenish them.
And that's a GG!
Nicov and dogao. I thought that was going to be the case the first time. Miraculously, Viper and MbL defended it, but the second time around, there was no chance. No chance at all. That was a great game by Nicov and dogao there. They, in my opinion, they had the advantage the whole way through after the Castle Age. They were really aggressive from early Imperial, and they had the map control, and they made the best of it, I guess.
Oh man, what a great series of a best of 7 semifinals. Oh god, so we have at least 3 more games of those in store, maybe up to 6. As I said, it will be a 4-2 and 3 games going over 1 hour. So that's the first one.
Yeah, but you said 4-2 to Viper and MbL, and so far, dogao and Nicov with the edge.
Yeah, oh god.
Still, I mean, great start to the series, and it's definitely going to be tiring the players out, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to be right back. I need to go grab a drink.
Yeah, I need to grab something as well. So, since you guys know it is hidden pick civilization without repeat, I will X out all the civilization that cannot be picked again, which will be Huns and Chinese for both teams. That was wrong. They're already starting the next game, so that will be it. The next map will be Continental, and I will be back in a second, guys. That was exhausting.
Hello. I'm guessing Nopeford has gone to get a drink or something. What a game 1. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. Game 2 will be on the way very shortly, so stay tuned. And I was wondering, I was getting so warm during that game. It was really hot, and I've just realized that my heating's been on this whole time, so I'm baking over here. This is cool. All right, so game number 2. I don't know if Nupford has told you the settings already, but I'll go through it again anyway. It's going to be on Continental, so a very different map to Arabia. There's a mix of land and water, and obviously in the late game, that requires a little bit more balancing because cannon galleons from the water can do a lot of damage and end up having a lot of map control because of it. So there's a little bit more to kind of think about. It's not just as straightforward as Arabia. Majority of the early sort of like Castle Age and early Imperial will be on the land, of course, but there might be some fights for the water anyway. Millie. And should be, again, the hidden civs. So we won't see any more Huns or Chinese in this tournament. I would expect to maybe see some Saracens in the second game. Perhaps the Mayans would work really well here as well. But we will see. We will see. I think the Saracens or the Mongols. Mongols, Saracens, or Mayans, I would expect. But I didn't see the games earlier between Illyrian Hart and Tato and Vinch, so I don't know what civs they chose earlier on. Apparently the score is wrong, but you can let Nilford know when he comes back. I'll tell him as well. It's funny, I predicted that dogao and Nicov would win, and Nilly predicted that Viper and MbL would win, so that's why I think he's put the point on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Probably.
I think the prize pool is 200 and something dollars. Yeah, it's like $200+. I don't know if anyone's donated, but the prize pool started at 200, and if you wanted to donate, then you can. Any donations go directly to the prize pool, and so it's up to you guys to increase the prize pool if you want to see the prize pool be bigger. Though, to be honest, in my opinion, it's better to do the fundraising for the prize pool before the event starts. But of course, if you are enjoying the event, then donations to the prize pool are much appreciated.
Indeed. Can you hear me, Zach? I was talking over you. Oh no, you can't.
And I'm just sitting here melting right now. My radiator's been on this whole time, and it's too damn hot in here.
Okay, I think Zach has me muted at the moment.
I don't know what the prize with the donation is. We have to wait for Nilford to get back so he can confirm that.
That's so funny. So, we can all hear Zach. I can hear Zach.
Apparently I have Nilford muted. Yeah. Oh, sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
I was talking over you several times.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
No worries, mate.
I meant to mute myself when I went to go get a drink, and I ended up muting you by mistake.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Okay, that was funny.
We're all good now. You are back.
Yeah, I was back the whole time, and I was commenting what you were saying.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, the prize pool is roughly $210 at the moment. I was guaranteeing $200, and yeah, everything we get over it obviously goes to 100% into the prize pool. So if you like the action and would see players being more motivated than they actually are at the moment, or even more motivated, then you can donate. That was funny, Zach, yeah.
You can't have a stream without some kind of problem like that.
That's true. And I didn't forget, we have like 5 games already, and I didn't forget the overlay ones.
Hey, better record than me, that's for sure.
We work for Ice Cream already donated $10 and donating another 10, so we are roughly at awesome. 220 or something. Yep.
Cool. Well, I think game 2 is about to start, and I don't know what you heard me saying. I was saying about Continental being a different story to Arabia.
Yes, they are. Oh, those are the civilizations. And yeah, we're jumping into game number 2. So we are going into game number 2. Viper and MbL against Nicov and dogao. The later ones are leading 1-0 here after a great game on Arabia. And we are going on to Continental, a map with much more water on the outside, and therefore water being much more important. And as we can see, MbL is going for the Vikings, Viper for Japanese. On the other side we have Nicov going for Japanese and dogao for Spanish, with only land between him and the Vipers. So interesting choices here with the chips. What do you think, Zero Empires?
Yeah, I mean, first thing, I like this map. I like the way that these little rivers come in from the edge, meaning that the water in the late game is actually really valuable because of potential cannon galleon raiding from the shoreline. These little rivers make a lot more surface area on the land. It means you can actually, from these rivers, hit most of the land on this map. So you've got to find that nice balance between water and land. And with MbL and Viper taking the Vikings over the Spanish, which is what dogao's gone for, It seems like they're prioritizing the water a little more. Not to say that the Spanish have bad water, but the Vikings might have a little edge in the earlier game.
Indeed, indeed, they have cheaper dogs, better eco even, and yeah,
Yeah, late
cheaper
game.
galleys.
Yeah, I mean, late game, obviously, the Spanish are going to benefit from the trade, right? But it's going to be hard to trade on this map, especially if you lose the water. So for dogao and Nicov, I think they've got to win the land here, if anything. And we'll see what happens. We'll see some scout action already coming in with dogao adding his stable and scout straight away. Well, MbL is going for a bit more of a wall tactic, and it seems like he may go for a fast castle perhaps behind this. I don't know. What do you think?
dogao sniping 4
Whoa.
sheep here.
5 even.
That's
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Viper gets them back though, surely, right? I mean, Viper's not built a stable, so he can't fight these scouts.
Viper's going full water.
Wow.
He doesn't have anything on land.
Well, who needs sheep if you've got boats?
Okay, so interesting team tactic here by MbL and the Viper. They're going for full wall, either a small wall for their villagers or the big wall and then water control, against the strategy of Nicov here, who's going for water as well, but dogao is going for lots of scouts, so map control indeed will be again for our players from Brazentia.
Brazentia. I like that. Sounds a bit too close to Brazzers, though. I'm not sure. Anyway, dogao actually zoning off these wild boar as well, which means that Viper's food is coming from the water right now, which is not as ideal as you'd like. I mean, really, you want to take those sheep. You want to take the boar if you can. Viper will get the boar now as dogao leaves, and Viper's trying to get his sheep back. Looks like he will find them as well.
MbL getting into the wood of dogao.
Oh.
Not sure if he can get a villager here though. Not the greatest micro. 2 more hits needed and pop.
Nice. Villager down.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And that was for free. So first blood here for MbL.
And looking at the water, Nicov has just 2 fishing ships out right now. dogao obviously doesn't have a dock. MbL doesn't have a dock either. Viper, though, with 6 fishing ship even already. I wonder how that's going to play out in the long run. I'm very interested to see who puts the most emphasis on the water and who goes for the higher emphasis on the land.
Well, for now, you can see dogao going for more land, and conquistadors are super strong against Japanese, obviously.
Yeah.
You need to go for lots of monks to properly defend against conquistadors, and the land is so open for the Viper, having all the stone spots to the front, gold spots pretty exposed, so this will be tough for the Viper if dogao can get onto conquistadors. But remember, you're only starting with 30 stone, so you need to get a lot of stone to get there.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge amount. And then obviously you can't build a 2nd or 3rd TC with that as well. It's like a castle and then gotta get some more stone as well on top of it. So yeah, I mean right now Viper's in a good position, to be honest. He will get both of his boar, even though dogao has these extra scouts. He will get his sheep back as well, and he's currently on like 7 fishing ships. So Viper's food's looking good, and he could even click up to feudal in just a sec and try and kind of pressure dogao and prevent him from building that castle at all.
Yeah, maybe Castle Age click is an option. He needs more buildings though. 2 buildings, he can't build a market, he doesn't have a mill yet, so it has to be like blacksmiths, barracks and archery range or something like that. And he's non gold. And the other side we have dogao building a dock now, but not the best dock ever. It is a reasonable fish, but it could have been a bit better.
Sorry, did I say click up to feudal? I meant click up to castle.
Yeah, you did. But
yeah, I forget it's this feudal start, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
he is looking to click up. There's no doubt about it. He's building a blacksmith right now, and I imagine he's going to be building his other buildings in a sec, but he doesn't have the wood at the moment to do that. On the other side of the map, we want to check MbL real quick, because I mean he's him and Nicov, I guess, both walling up really quickly, and I don't know. They seem very quiet, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a very, very wally kind of map so far. dogao is the only one who's playing it open, and the Viper still will struggle to click up. I think he now wants to build a market, but he's 50 wood away from. He actually needs a mill first, which is cheaper for Japanese, so that's good for him.
Yeah, that's good, but he's still going to be a little delayed with this. I think he maybe underestimated how much wood he would need. He's going to have quite a lot of surplus, that's for sure. But I don't know. What do you think when he gets to castle? Do you think he'll do some?
Rogan?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go straight into doing like crossbows, or do you think he'll do some knights as well? I mean, Japanese don't have the best knights, but it could be worthwhile if dogao is feudal for a long time.
I don't think that knights will be his option. I think he will go for expos.
I think so too, but you might decide to mix them in.
You don't need a barracks, obviously. It's feudal age start.
We're both getting caught out by
and
this.
we are the expert casters. Oh, goddy.
You are. I'm not.
Okay.
Oh well. Anyway, the archery range coming up, and of course, Viper didn't underestimate how much wood he needed. The Viper has exactly the right amount of wood that he needs, and he's clicking up to castle now. Nicov, though, already up to castle while we were focusing on the Viper, and he did a market blacksmith actually.
Not a mill necessary as well. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he had a mill. He had a mill.
No, his mill for the berries just finished.
Oh, okay. Maybe I missed that, but okay. Yeah, this feudal age start really messes with things, doesn't it?
Yeah, with my head. It messes with my head.
It breaks all the rules.
Aye. Okay, the Viper will go for full expos here.
Yeah, he's sending a lot of vills over to gold here as well.
And has a lot of wood. His food income will be nice. Japanese fish on Continental. Really helps out.
Yeah, he's basically going to rely on those fish for all of his food, whilst he focuses the rest of his villagers onto wood and gold. So, maybe even a third archery range from Viper in a minute. He could go full out into this. Or maybe, you know, he could also add a siege workshop as soon as he hits castle and just get super aggressive with that. But, yeah, I mean, he needs to get a good mass of crossbows first anyway, because dogao is likely to make some knights once he hits castle, but dogao is going to be slow to castle in comparison. He's only got 80 food right now. He has only just got 3 fishing ships at the back of the map, and dogao's now having to do some big walls because, to be honest, he's not going to be going castle for a long time.
Dogao is tower rushing.
Yeah.
He's tower rushing.
Which he doesn't have enough stone for at the moment.
Well, he has 5 villagers on stone, he has 4 at the front, and he has 5 scouts, so he can do some aggression, but it's so easy for the Viper just to run around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe he should have towered this wood on the right side instead of towering gold here. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to hit the gold at the back anyway with that tower as well. So actually, that's a good tower. But I don't know, Viper won't be able to counter tower because he doesn't have any stone income. Yeah. And if we look at where Viper's stone is, it's outside of his base. So he actually has no way to build a counter tower here. The archers, though, they could stop any more towers coming up. And if Viper bum rushes this with his vills, it might work. But dogao, with a quick wall, going to keep the tower safe. And that's going to be very annoying.
And the archers fighting before they actually got the expo upgrade here. So not the best thing, and again, nice positioning by the Viper, but dogao has bloodlines. And yeah, this goal will be denied, and we mentioned the bad map of the Viper before, and dogao is making perfect use of it. This tower will go up.
Yeah, that second tower, it's happening. It's happening.
Is it dogao or Lux playing here?
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, dogao actually going to zone both golds off for Viper, and this really messes up his strat. He actually can't afford to make any more crossbows. And if he can't afford the gold for crossbows, he certainly can't afford to put a siege workshop up and make some mangonels or rams to try and take these towers down. This actually worked out perfectly for dogao. Really good for him. As Viper comes forward and takes some stone.
And now Viper is stuck on 4 expos. He doesn't have a market. He's building one now. And now it's his 4 expos against some scouts, and now if Nicov is coming with everything and he's going for expos as well, he can just do damage to Viper and he can't defend.
Yeah, MbL, by the way, is going to be no help. MbL's still feudal. He's got 100. MbL's got 100 food in the bank, and he's fighting on the water right now.
Yeah, but what is MbL doing? He's towering behind palisade walls.
Oh wow!
What the actual
MbL? What is he doing? This is so funny. Viper's getting screwed here. He's getting 2v1. He's getting doubled, and MbL is not going to help him. Like, there is no way. There's nothing. And what is MbL going to do right now? He needs to get Castle to start. He might take out some fish on the water, but whoop-de-doo. I mean, Nicov and dogao are just going to kill Viper right here if MbL doesn't come and help him.
Oh god, and this looks bad for the Viper. He has no access
Really
to
bad.
gold. He has no
These
access
bills,
to stone.
man. These bills are just doomed.
Yeah,
This
and
is so bad.
he has access to one wood spot, which will run dry in like 2,000 wood.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Trying to sell his way into expos.
What is going on?
What is this
MbL.
game again? Nicov is now building a siege rush up from home, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Mangonel going the whole way.
Yeah, I think as well, look at this. Nikov's up to 2 TCs, so the damage coming in on Viper, setting him back, but also at the same time, Nikov's pulling ahead in eco as well. Well, actually saying that, Viper's still got fish. Bear that in mind. Viper's still fishing quite a lot. So that's good. I mean, he can sell some food at the market and get the crossbows
And
that he needs.
MbL is doing the damage at home against dogao fish, so...
Yeah, I mean, it could end up working out. I mean, MbL and Viper still have the score lead here, but I mean, score isn't the whole story, obviously. More towers from dogao, trying to zone the Viper off of his stone. But Viper's actually got a good number of crossbows. How has he done that? Well, I'm guessing he sold quite a bit of food this game.
Okay, let's
have a look. Can we see?
He has 6 idle villages close to his starting to his market. Prices are 67 and 63.
Viper's sold 200 food, 200 wood, and 100 stone, just so he can make these crossbows. And to be fair, it's worked pretty well. He has defended, but at what cost? It's gonna be a while before he takes these towers down.
Well, villagers is pretty even. He still has better food income versus fish. It's pretty uncontested. He's in Castle Age. Let's take a look at dogao's resources. 100 food, so he is quite far away. And yeah, dogao will struggle to defend against now 8 expos here.
Yeah, dogao's throwing a lot at this, actually. Viper's got +2, +1 on these crossbows. So even though these scouts have bloodlines, they are going to die to this many expo. But the mangonel from Nicov, you were right, it has made its way all the way over. And slowly but surely getting his way over there. This mangonel MVP for Nicov here. If it does a lot of damage, which we will have to wait and see.
Yeah, that we could have done a highlight video for that with like a very slow train sound, like tuk 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 or something. I'm not sure if that was a train, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Viper's gone for a ram, and this mangonel perfectly deals with that, obviously. Let's see if we see some Viper micro here. I think it's unlikely, and I think this tower's not going down. Viper's going to lose his ram, and that's costly, to be honest.
Yeah, 75 gold. If you don't have any gold income.
Yeah, done nothing with it at all, and Viper's still not got access to his main gold here. MbL, though, is now up to the castle age, and he could be the savior.
He has 3 stables prepared.
As the Vikings, no less.
Yeah, but...
It's good.
Yeah, that will be good. Oh,
Oh! This could be a good shot. I don't know. I think these expo from Viper here are going to go down. The Knights coming over, though, should be able to take down these mangonel, at least.
Okay, yeah, clearing that up was Viper has. Viper is running with all his villagers. Now defensive mangonel as well, and now the Knights are coming in. +1/+1 so far. Viper is running, but look at the pop of dogao. He's at in the 40s, the rest is in the 60s. Now let's see another lumber camp, but thinks bad of it. Is running, and the Viper even survived with 4 expos here. How did he do that?
Yeah, he's also got a mangonel as well, so that's really important here. The mangonel should be able to counter this from Nicov at least. The Knights are coming in as well on this left-hand side, like you say, +1/+1, and maybe he'll be able to snipe the mangonel, but dogao is on the way to castle, and you can expect that he's going to be throwing out some Knights once he gets there as well.
Mangonel dance is real, and they just shoot down and the mangonel as well. Oh, that was
nice.
So good.
Oh, and another shot. He's going to do a lot of damage to the vills. He won't kill any, but he definitely got the value out of that mangonel. He took down another mangonel, he took down a couple of vills, he took down some crossbows, and he took down a ram, so really good value there.
dogao adding a second stable, and look at his stone, 650 prepared, so he can go for Knights and Conquistadors. And the
Oh,
Viper
yeah.
still without any gold. And if you don't have gold, how can you ever deal with Conquistadors? There's no option. Will you go for Skirps?
Well, to be honest, I think the Conquistadors is just the perfect unit here because these knights from MbL, whilst they are good now, they are going to absolutely melt to Conquistadors. They don't get bloodlines. And so these Conquistadors, they're great against knights anyway when you have even just a small number of them. But when you have knights without bloodlines, they're just even better still. So good stuff. But MbL here coming around the back, he's got his galleys here, so he should be able to take this wall down very quickly. And I think dogao here potentially going to lose some vills. Or they're saying that another quick wall with a house, and I think he'll keep himself safe for long enough to at least get some defensive knights out.
Nice walling here by dogao, and
that was good.
Yeah, and nice movement here of MbL. So I really love plays by all the players at the moment. Even walling this layer here, then he can get up his castle, and should be pretty fine. Is there an option to have a sneak castle? Not really, right? And Nicov is now going for lots of expos, and he has 67 villagers.
Yeah,
not
I was
great.
just about to say. I was just about to say though, Nikov's economy during this time. He's been pressuring Viper, but he's actually been building quite a lot back at home.
Yeah, indeed. But lots of knights now out, and great positioning here by Nicov, preventing knights to attack, but still numbers are so good for MbL, and he can really make something happen.
Viper here actually building a TC way out on the front. He doesn't want to deal with these towers, so he's TCing on the gold at the front between him and dogao.
And I think,
I'd say that's actually dogao's gold.
No, I think it's Viper's third gold. The third gold of dogao is at the right hand side, and the second one in the back.
You're right. Yeah,
but yeah, I had to triple check it as well to be sure.
Yeah, so that gold's really far forward, but with a TC on that and with some pikes, Viper should defend from the knights, but not from the Conquistadors. And that's going to be a real problem for them soon. But meanwhile, MbL raiding the economy of Nicov here.
Yeah, he wants to return the favor from the Arabia game. You raided me with Cavaliers, I can raid you as well. And
Yeah,
he's doing a
good.
great job here.
Nicov does have +2 on these town centers though, so the knights will die pretty quickly to the town center fire, that's for sure. But Nicov still losing a few villagers. He's still got 68, and that means that he's still a good 10 villages ahead of MbL right now. But MbL closing that gap a little bit, which is exactly what he wants to do, as he just puts up his third TC at home. So kind of evening things out here. MbL with a good raid, and I mean, would you look at those scores? At the moment, dogao looks really far behind, but I can imagine in just a couple of minutes, it's going to be another story altogether.
Let's see how the Conquistadors will do. The Viper obviously not the guy who takes bad fights against Conquistadors in castle range. So now if he can get back to gold, he can build university with ballistics, expos, and then he can take reasonable fights. So let's see how that will go. I think the main story will be how Nicov will defend against those knights of MbL. For now he's walling pretty solidly, trying to save as many villages as possible. But yeah, just 2 minutes ago Nicov was ahead by 20 villages, and now it's pretty much evened out.
And also, you've got to bear in mind that MbL's got the free handcart and wheelbarrow. I don't think that Nicov has handcart right now, so MbL's eco is going to be strong. And also, MbL and Viper are both fishing, whilst Nicov and dogao have nothing on the water at the moment. So that's something to keep in mind as we go through the Castle Age here as well.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing why MbL's eco was so good, and how Viper could survive. It's only the fish, and this great fish with Japanese, with the Vikings. I would even love to see more docks being built, but they're doing a great job at the moment anyways. Yeah,
the fish really saved Viper in this game, and that's definitely true. But dogao coming around with some Conquistador at the back of Viper's base, near the shoreline here, getting headed off by this crossbow. But yeah, we'll see what dogao is able to do here. He's going to need to get a few more conks out. He sent his knights to defend his teammate, and Nicov now able to send his villagers all back to work. He's taking quite a lot of stone. Looks like Nikov's going to try and get a defensive castle perhaps, or maybe even place it a little more aggressively to take some map control in the center. But look how many knights MbL has. There's a lot of knights here in the middle.
Yeah, and soon to be +2/+2. Let's take a look. 28 military, and I think he doesn't have so many galleys left anymore, so that's a solid 20 knights at least. And oh god, he's doing so much damage against dogao here!
Wow, bad fight for dogao. That was
not
really
a fight!
Bad. Well, it's not even a fight.
For dogao.
He's not even fighting back.
Oh yeah, those games are live.
But I mean, the thing is, I mean, MbL's spending a lot on knights here, and I feel like he doesn't really want to be committing this much to knights. He's even adding in more stables right now, which I don't know, I question that.
Well, at the moment they could go for Expo Knight composition, which is great, and yeah, Japanese doesn't have bloodlines as well, so I think just going back and take good... Oh, that's not the best positioning for dogao again.
Yeah, but these conquistadors, if they're able to start turning this around, this is going to be great. Look at that, they one-shot the knights right now. And with these guys in the fight, and with these crossbows from Nicov, I've not got a good feeling for MbL if he stays in here. I think he's going to have to back up, wait for the Viper. And now this might not be too bad at all. Crossbows, they do trade pretty well versus conquistadors, given their price comparison. And meanwhile, Nicov clicking up to the Imperial Age while all this is happening.
Wow, how is he doing that? At the moment, nice army advantage here for MbL and Viper, both over 30 good. Military, the others under 20, so they can most certainly push here, but they need to do damage. Keep maybe Nicov off of gold, and that's why Nicov is building a tower very defensively here, because they know, okay, we need to go to Imperial Age with a stable ego, and now let's try to defend, not take any bad fights, and then maybe you can go into Arbalest and take better fights. But for now, try to stabilize.
Yeah, I just want to point out this game, Viper has sold 400 food and 700 food and 700 wood. He's also sold 200 stone just to stay in this. So right now they're looking pretty strong with this army. They've got a really good mass of units, but without any siege to back this up, I'm really wondering how much damage they can really do.
They're trying to do lots with the knights. We're trying to see if they could go for the TC kill, but denied for now by dogao. But they can go to the right hand side. Let's see, MbL's Wargun is actually helping out quite beautifully. And yeah, Trap 10 is soon to approach here. dogao against Viper. dogao has kind of reasonable resource looking into Imperial Age, but the Viper already up to Imperial Age. And
there's fish, man.
Yeah, that's just fish.
That's great. Oh, wow. MbL walking straight into dogao's economy. This is bad news.
Let's count 79 villagers before the raid starts. And yeah, we can see at least 10-15 villagers die here. We are danced by the knights here. And that is just so good for MbL. And buys Viper just so much time to just wipe out dogao later on when he reaches Imperial Age. The thing is now, can Nicov do the damage with Arbalest? That's the only thing that they could have going for them.
Wow. dogao's economy there just getting obliterated. He lost so many villagers. But is MbL going to end up being trapped inside as dogao's conquistadors come over? I wonder. He's also blocked out Nicov as well. He's just completed the wall, blocking Nikov's army. He's had to delete that now. And they're going to try and head these knights off. But for MbL, these knights have really paid for themselves, to be honest. This is great. And he's on the way up to Imperial as well.
Yeah, now running around and can go again into the raiding against Nicov. MbL just making perfect use of it. Maybe even get into this area to block against Arbalest. Perfect positioning there by Nicov. But nice surround here by MbL as well. And both players taking kind of the best fight.
In come the conquistadors though. This is good. He's going to block the escape from MbL. MbL's going to lose a lot of knights here. But I think MbL's not going to be too bothered about that. I mean, when he gets Imperial, is he really going to be massing Cavalier? Or is he going to start switching? And of course he's going to switch. He's doing ballistics now. He's going to be going for Arbalest himself. So, I mean, losing these knights, it's not the end of the world. They've done a lot of damage so far. And if he can get one last good raid with them, I think he's going to be pretty satisfied with that.
You have to continue casting a smell fire. I will be back.
Oh, okay. Well, bad news for Nilford. Hopefully his building's not burning down. My gosh. Anyway, I guess I don't know if he's going to be able to follow the game, but I will at least try and do a radio cast. Viper and MbL grouping up together here. Viper's got a lot of crossbows right now. He's doing Arbalest and Bracer because he's already reached the Castle Age as well. dogao, he's going to be very late to go to the Castle Age here. The raiding really took its toll on dogao's economy, and as a result, we're going to see everybody up to Imperial before dogao makes it up. So this could be really bad news in the next couple of minutes, as Viper and MbL will have a superior army number, and they will have better technologies to go with that as well.
Okay.
Nicov, though...
Seems like all good.
All good? Good job. Nicov, though, I think looking good with the military right now. 41 arbalest for him, or thereabouts anyway, and actually aggressing MbL quite a lot with this forward castle as well. But I don't know. I feel like Viper and MbL are gonna want to try and double dogao here.
Yeah, I think that's the right option because Cavaliers and Paladins or Cavalier Paladin line might be the strongest all fortives have for themselves. So yeah, that's the best option. And if Viper just continues to go for mass traps here, it's no chance that dogao can kill that. And if they can keep dogao down, I think they are in a prime position to then go for a strong 2v1 against Nicov.
Yeah, and then obviously Japanese as well. They have great trebs, so if Viper does its unique technology, these castles are not going to be up for very long. For now, I think dogao's castles are just trying to buy him time, to be honest. I think he's just trying to buy himself some time and get himself up to Imperial, where he can then start making those Cavalier and Paladins. His castle did a lot of damage there, though, because the Arbalest from Nicov were inside, so the castle's really doing huge damage to this army, but still not able to kill them.
Yeah, that's so true. So many arrows flying there. But lots of traps out indeed. And yeah, MbL going for his favorite unit, the Elite Skirmisher. And perfect counter against what Nicov is building here. And he might need to switch up for Elite Skirmishers or something as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if dogao can just hold out for a few more minutes and Nicov can really lay into MbL over here, this could still be you know, something worth fighting for in this game. But yeah, dogao's economy is ruined right now. He's 94 out of 95 population. He doesn't even have the population room at this stage.
And he has less than 50 villagers working at the moment.
He's lost, yeah, both of his castles as well.
Yeah, Cavalier upgrade is being researched, but his main TC will die pretty soon. He's getting cut off one of his gold spots. Yeah, it's so ugly for him.
Well, he's waiting for Cavalier. That's nearly done. 76%. But yeah, this is not good. That TC just dropping to like 20% HP after those trebuchets fire, and it's gone. There you go. Not good. Not good. dogao. Wow. Cavalier just about to complete. Thankfully, he didn't lose his stable, which was researching it. He lost another one instead. Wow. He nearly lost the stable as well that was researching Cavalier there.
Okay, maybe let's hype Nicov a bit, because wood is super important on this map, and Nicov at the moment has all the wood in the middle. And in the long run, that wood will run dry. But when I look at MbL's back island, he still has so much left, so that won't be the main factor.
No, definitely not. And Viper here doing quite a smart thing as well, adding in Halberdier. I like that choice from him because he knows he's up against Cavalier now. He knows he's going to be up against, you know, heavy cavalry. So adding those halbs, yeah, why not? It makes a lot of sense. And also, obviously, those halbs from the Japanese are so strong since they attack faster as well.
Yeah, Japanese halberdiers are so strong indeed. And Viper now, I was thinking, okay, you need to switch something up if both players going for Halberdier Arbalest. Just the skirmishers of Nicov can out-counter you, and he's going for the champion line and is researching man-at-arms now. And Japanese champions are super strong. They're the attack speed bonus, like you said, for the Halberdiers, affecting the champions as well.
Yeah, but look at dogao's economy. It's just being split right open by Viper here. Both castles are gone. His main TC is gone. He's going to deploy his trebs right in the middle of dogao's base. And yeah, I don't know what dogao's going to do here. It's almost 2v1 at this point for Nicov. But Nicov is still doing a good job. I mean, look at this. His trebuchet is deploying right here behind Viper's TCs. Unfortunately, they're going to go down to the Knights of MbL. And those Knights, man, they've been so good this game. I'm surprised. They're finally going to go down to the Scubs, but they've really got their value, that's for sure.
Yeah, as I said, I like the composition. Let's see the Cavaliers trying to go in for the Paladins.
No chance.
Nice positioning here by the Viper. And it seems like the Dogao is slowly clearing it up, but Pop 60, another TC going down for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG coming up any second.
Yeah, but my question is, No, never mind. Can Nicov do this 2v1? And then I looked over to the left of the map, and MbL's pushing in. He's got galleons now as well, so he's going to do more damage from the water. And yeah, I mean, there's no way that Nicov can do this in 2v1. Not now. It's too late. And dogao's going to have to try and rebuild somewhere if he wants to stay in this. But all of his villagers are idle or dead. That's not going to happen either.
Or trying to find some space, but surrounded by water. And as you said before, Continental is such a nice map, which just guarantees you so many kills and so much control if you control the whole water. And yeah, MbL making perfect use of it, and just nice play here.
Yeah, I'm wondering what dogau's actually going to do now. I mean, surely they can't expect Nicov to win this 2v1. I mean, he's raiding Viper's economy quite well with the skirms. He's putting up a castle in Viper's woodline, so he's really putting Viper out of the game. And I guess then he's going to try and turn his attention to MbL, but Viper still certainly has a lot more economy left than dogao at this stage. And
you think so?
Yeah.
The guy with pop at 38?
It's ridiculous. But what my point is really if Nicov can kill the Viper and make it a 1v1 versus MbL, maybe he stands a chance, but it's just not going to happen, really.
No, it absolutely is not. He's losing in the middle, although now dogao is making use of his last unit to perfection and is killing the ram and all the skirmishers, so that's good. And maybe that makes MbL think like, oh god, this guy is still on Cavaliers?
Yeah, but maybe. He isn't. I mean, he's still got the conquistadors from the Castle Age as well, but really it's well and truly over, I feel. Especially with Viper now going into two-handed swordsman and champion, because these skirms from Nicov are not going to stand up to too much of that.
Berserkers now by MbL mixed in. Not really sure why. Maybe just to do something, but Nicov realizes, GG.
Yeah, I liked the play and I liked the thought from dogao there. I mean, I said at the start of the game that I thought they would want to try and win the land quickly, dogao and Nicov that is, because I didn't think they stood much chance on the water anyway in the late game. So they tried, and dogao was really aggressive in feudal with the towers. It was really good. It really put Viper back, but the fish saved him. He was able to sell 700 food and 700 wood, and then outproduced dogao, even though dogao was like blocking off most of his economy with those towers. So it was really well played, and Viper with a good defense there.
Yeah, his start just allowed him to have less military on the land, but then come back with superior eco. So scores 1-1. What civs did we just
Japanese Vikings for MbL and Viper, and Spanish-Japanese for dogao and Nicov.
Okay, Spanish and Japanese. So those civs are not an option anymore. Can they repeat civs by team or by player? Nope, they can't. In a best of 7 you have to play 14 different civilizations if you go for the full length of the series. Let me see, what am I doing here? My webcam. That's the wrong direction. That's a bit better.
Rogan?
Whoops, what am I doing? Okay, so now we're going into Gold Rush.
Alright, nice. Another land map. I'm just checking some messages here, bear with me.
Yeah, I'm getting lots of messages as well, obviously. That's the wrong side. That's a bit better. So, going into Gold Rush, a map I really love.
Rogan?
What civilizations can we expect? I think it's a good choice to play Mayans, because if the map is like super open, Mayans isn't that great because you can't go for scouts, obviously.
Yeah, Aztecs would be the same sort of situation, but I think Mayans would be better. What have we already seen? I mean, there's... Let me think. I'm trying to think what's left that would be really good here.
Persians is a nice counter to Mayans.
Oh, there we go. Mongols, maybe, would be good here. Since quite a gold-heavy civ in the late game if you can control the middle, but they also have a really strong feudal with their scouts.
I think you need civilizations which are pretty strong late feudal and castle age. So I think like Persians are pretty good, Teutons are an option. Maybe go for something like Goth. Goth might be interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Goths are really strong.
Like the Teto approach from the first Arabia game.
What do you think about Britons for the Viper? Maybe
Britons are absolutely an option as well.
Yeah, he's a fan of the Brits, and I mean they have great crossbows as well, which he's probably going to prefer. We've seen Viper basically going for the crossbow line in both games so far, rather than knights.
Yeah.
So he might consider that, but I mean, there's a lot of good options right now. I think as the game goes on, that's where it gets really interesting because your options get less and less. You got to kind of figure something out. I mean, I wonder if it's worth maybe trying to put like, instead of having two bad civs together, what about if you put like a less good civ with a really good civ? Because then you've got good civs in every game, and you don't have to then play like Franks and Turks together or something.
Yeah, we can see what they went for exactly now because it started. Game number 3. It is Viper and MbL against dogao and Nicov Clash of the Hippo 2. I'm Neely, and with me is Zero Empires.
Hey guys, and yeah, we were right about the Viper. He has actually taken the Brits here, and he's playing up to the north in the yellow. His teammate MbL taking the Franks. In fact, we see Franks on both sides, with dogao also taking the Franks this game.
So
interesting
we will
choice.
See Knights Expo composition from both teams, I predict.
Yeah, with Nicov playing the Mayans in the south here. So not bad. I mean, we kind of called that there might be Mayans and Brits. I didn't think either of us expected there to be Franks, though.
That's true. I predicted Teutons and Persians at the Night Civs, but Franks is absolutely an option here for sure.
Yeah, I think the problem is you got to get that transition, right? If you're going to go straight into scouts, it's going to drain your food economy, but then you have to get that transition to the Castle Age without really committing into archers. You don't want to do the archers if you can help it. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be scouts and then probably a few walls to try and then go into the knights once you hit castle. But we should look at the gold, because look at this. It seems very, very much towards Nicov and dogao here. Or I guess
true.
Yeah, much more close to Nicov than it is to the Viper. And it's about equal between MbL and dogao to the center. So, yeah, all in all, I'd say the map kind of favors dogao and Nicov a little bit here. But the game might be won or decided before it really comes down to getting that main gold in the middle anyway.
Interesting thing by the Viper is this very late archery range. Look at this, 255. All the others went for instant stable or instant archery range. And the Viper absolutely delaying it for now. And
yeah.
I want to mention one big plus of the Franks. Since we're starting Feudal Age, you already have the food upgrade. So you can instantly farm, have lots of food already in your bank.
Of course.
And that makes your eco just so much stronger, which isn't that effective in normal random map games.
Yeah, sure, of course. And one of the nice things for Nicov being on the Mayans here is, of course, he gets cheaper archers as well, which means he's going to get a little bit more cost effectiveness in the early game as well. And the Mayan eco bonus is also nice as the game goes on. But that early archers and with the cheaper archers as well, it's pretty nice. Viper, of course, going to then benefit from the bigger range as time goes by. But for now, I'd say Nicov with the slight edge with the Civ, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Mayans gives you an option to go, let's see the villager first. Nice block there by MbL. Why is he getting...
Oh.
Okay, only blocking the board and losing one scout. That didn't go as well as he wanted to. Gee.
No, not at all.
Okay, what I wanted to say is, I think Mayans can go for 6 archers and fletching compared to Brits who can only go for 5 archers and fletching.
Yeah, and also obviously those resources going to last a bit longer as well. So the boar and the sheep going to give more in the early game, which is always nice. So Nicov dogao grouping together here, going to come and try and break down this palisade wall from dogao, and they're going to do that pretty quickly as well. Dogao Sorry, from MbL even. MbL trying to wall up behind this. It looks like he'll be able to wall this up successfully. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's going to finish this in time.
Yeah, he will, but cost him a lot. It took 5 villagers for this whole time, and then it's again only 1 layer of palisades, so it's not the strongest wall ever. He has another village over there, so 6 idle villagers. Only, yeah.
Well, and it's going to get very close to the TC as well, so if he tries to build farms on that north side, they could be harassed. He's also zoned out the deer and 3 sheep, so MbL going to be short on resources here. He's probably going to want to have to mill these berries next. And that's not ideal when you could be taking the deer, you could be taking the sheep, but you're forced onto berries or onto farms, which, you know, as you said, there's the Franks. It's not too bad being on farms, but yeah, he's going to go over to the berries anyway first.
Yeah, he has a nice deer patch in the south, though.
He does actually. That's good. Because he scouted it, yeah.
Yeah, he already walled there.
Yeah, he walled there.
And now the Viper's in trouble, honestly. Let's see his archers.
Oh, yeah.
Is he microing? Oh,
those archers are going to be dead, surely. Or maybe, I don't know, actually. I mean, the scout from Viper's going to help things a little bit. MbL actually coming in with his own scouts, so this could help to turn things around.
I think this might be a pretty even engagement there. Not really sure how to micro this. It feels like Viper will lose all his archers. And MbL, I think MbL should attack here.
Yeah, MbL's got the edge with these superior number of scouts, definitely. And even with the hill here, I think MbL could just go ahead and head straight into this, no problem. Of course, you can't go bloodlines as the Franks, so although they do have the extra 20 HP on the knights, they don't get any bonus on the scouts. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Won't see the bloodlines coming in, which is going to make archers a little stronger this match, because those 8 bloodline scouts aren't going to be such a problem if they don't have the bloodlines upgrade.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this archer's going to be a little more viable in the early game. So I like that.
Oh, and it
well
seems
defended
like
for now.
Everyone is transitioning into Castle Age now. Completely walling Nicov. Dogao is already completely walled, doing for the 2nd layer. The most open guy is the Viper here. He is even sending some villages on stone. Maybe wants to tower his main gold here.
Yeah, it's kind of far forward, isn't it? He has got a gold in the back, though, which he could easily take if he walls between the tree lines, so it's not too bad. Nikov's gold's not so nice. He's actually doing a double palisade wall in the south, and his 2nd gold is in front of this tree line, so it's not as good for him.
And he is open!
Where?
Nicov is
at the
randomly
back?
open.
Oh, on that side. Wow. There's always a hole. I don't think that MbL will do that much damage. He's killed 1 villager actually, so I take that back. But I thought the villagers would be able to fight and win that. The scouts are pretty low.
Where are the herd villagers? Oh, both of them in the TC. So, but that's surprising and unnecessary.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. I mean, where was the hole? I missed that. I was looking at the south because he actually has a hole at the back as well.
Just random in between walls, and he will lose another villager.
Wow. Nicov, come on, sort it out. Get it together. That was unnecessary to lose the other villager. Like, he knows where the scouts are, right? He shouldn't lose a 2nd villager after they enter, I feel.
You say a 2nd one, I say a 3rd one.
Jeez, that's another dead one. That's really good value for MbL there. Not only did he kill their army outside of his base, but he's also killing vills. He is trapped, so he may as well do as much damage as he can.
Oh, and now the Viper most likely will get 1 or 2 villagers against Estonia as well.
MbL Xing that for Viper to come in. And Viper's got +1/+1.
Oh, and overburied. So he might get in with the Expos there. Oh, the archers. But
wow, this is good. MbL giving him the scouting information he needs. Xing it once again. Viper's coming in. And yeah, Nicov doesn't really have many archers here. He's got 2 archers. He's got no defense upgrades, and Viper's going to have the superior army. I like this. This is good.
1 villager, 7 HP, down. 1 hit, 2 hits.
Yeah, he's got it.
No,
surely.
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 Oh, why did he go back to the left-hand side?
I don't know. I mean, MbL's keeping his scout alive as well. He's just kiting these archers around, and Viper now disrupting the stone. Of course, for the mines, this is a really big deal.
How did
Nicov,
that villager get back there? He clicked all of them here and the villager went back.
and Viper denying the stone. This is really important. Nicov can't afford a castle right now, and that's huge. He needs that castle. But hey, he's not even clicked up to the castle age anyway, so...
Yeah, but Viper's still stuck in feudal age as well. Now going for the heavy walls. Has a nice amount of archers. And dogao is on the way, or is castle age, so he will go on to, for now, +1 knights. Finish this complete wall. Viper's trying to run around some. Could have actually microed somewhere over here, I believe. I'm sure he expected the double. That dogao would send 2 knights over here. And therefore he sent his archers to hide. That's a nice anticipation.
Yeah, dogao actually coming in at the back with a couple of scouts. He's going to hit the stone again. Nikov's just getting...
No, dogao is the mate of...
Oh, yeah, of course. My bad. What am I doing? I'm so confused. Viper, though, actually, could keep pressuring this stone, but with dogao being up to the castle age, he's got to be careful with those archers. They'll die very, very easily. And the knights are actually going straight over towards Viper, it seems. But look how many archers Viper has in defense here.
Yeah, he is looking strong. And dogao could do major damage if he would go for an aggressive siege workshop, but that's like not really something you would normally go for.
No, but I think it could be cool as well. I mean, Viper hasn't clicked to castle yet, so a couple of MbLs would just destroy this army.
Yeah, he's 3 minutes away from actually reaching castle age. And then some also like 3.5 minutes to having expos and botkins. So yeah, MbLs could do lots of damage before that. Oh no! Those wills got caught off guard.
Yeah, over at the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but actually only one villager going down.
Yeah, the knights will come in and clean this up. The house from behind going to trap the archers in, and well, Viper's going to do what he can, but I don't think he's going to be too successful at killing these 2 knights here. Meanwhile, more aggression coming in. Nicov actually supporting the knights from dogao here, as Viper's just clicked up to the castle age, and so is Nicov as well. So it's going to be a little while before Viper's able to upgrade these units, but I don't think dogao and Nicov can do enough damage before Viper gets castle here.
I think so. I don't think so either. MbL going for 2 stables, has +1 attack, no defense. He's going for some stones, so he will go for the boom approach. Let's take a look at gold mines. We have 1.4, roughly 1.5k gold for the Viper in this spot and 2.4 here. So let's just roughly say all players still 4k gold left.
Yeah, before the middle becomes really important anyway. MbL going to be very quick to wall this up with a TC here on this front forward gold. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Going to keep these knights out from dogao. Meanwhile, he's going to go hit Nicov once again. And Nicov is still open from the back, actually. He is still open between the cliff and the tree line. It's a little bit of a spiral into his base, but you can still get in. That could be a problem, but MbL going to try and brute force his way through by attacking the walls here.
Yeah, seems like players are chilling behind walls for now. Oh, not really sure if that was so clever by the Viper to go out here already.
Yeah, I mean, dogao is on the way over. This could be, I don't know.
I think I would have waited like 10 more seconds, but...
I think it's fine. I think he's going to get crossbow during the fight. And he's got enough archers anyway. I mean, these knights aren't scary when you've got that many units. It's amazing, really, just how strong the crossbow and archer, archer and crossbow metagame is. Like, Viper here just doesn't even care. Just straight out with a bunch of crossbows, and he can outproduce dogao as well quite easily.
Yeah, especially with Brits having 20%, I believe, plus production for your archery ranges.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to come back, though, to defend, but, I mean, dogao really isn't going to be able to do too much with these knights, I feel. He is getting +2 defense, which is obviously going to be important now, this crossbow, but even still, if these crossbows get in a good position, they can take any fight quite easily. The problem is, there's not really any protected space in the middle of the map. If you're moving your crossbows out across the map, there's no way you can... no little tree lines you can hide them in to defend from knights. If you're caught in the open, it's very risky to be out there.
Indeed. especially against +2. Every knight can take so good fights. MbL only +1/+1. And Nicov is going for the plumed archer here. +2 attack, no defense just yet. And MbL is taking the middle, not having the greatest hill, but is taking the first attempt of the middle here when it comes to gold. And the Viper's so far away, like we mentioned before, from the middle area. So he needs to run quite a bit.
I mean, it's interesting that MbL's going for the middle already. We don't see that from dogao or Nicov. Obviously, Nikov's going to be on 1 TC for a little bit here. Oh, no, he's actually on 2, but he has got his castle now. So, like you say, plumed archer's coming out. Now, Civ-wise, I feel like, you know, the Mayans and the Franks are going to outperform the Franks and the Britons in the late game.
Well, in the very late game, but in Castle Age, going for expos is a bit better than for plumed archers. Not cost efficiency-wise, but just production-wise, because only 1 castle doesn't give you enough plumed archers. What is the Viper doing?
Losing half his army to a castle, you know, just as you do.
Okay, just Viper things.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Nicov can support this with some skirms as well. And obviously the Britons, they fare better than a lot of archer civs because they do have the extra range, which gives them a slight edge, I guess, compared to other civs over the plumed archer. But it's still, the plumed archer in the long run, once you get like to the late game, it should be able to outperform anyway. But yeah, for now, neither team really wanting to commit to a fight yet. And military-wise, dogao and Nicov are quite far behind in total. They're like 14 units behind at the moment.
Okay, let's see. The Viper and MbL trying to zone out the gold area. You saw lots of axes already going up. And yeah, in the long run, dogao and Nicov need to find a way. At the moment, Nicov, even without his second gold spot, Viper is taking his, now has enough stone to go for a castle in the middle. Let's see when he's sending villagers.
Yeah, I'm surprised really that dogao hasn't tried to catch Viper in the middle of the map here. I mean, he knows that Viper's crossbows are around, and I feel like he's got enough knights to just surround them and kill them. Because, you know, if Viper's caught out in the open, he will lose that army, I feel. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that's, I think Hard and Lyria are doing that a bit better. Like, look at this, that's a Viper so much out on his own. MbL is like 2 screens away, but yeah, just kissing each other would be a bit better.
I mean, for a while, MbL was actually over at Nikov's castle, so that would have been the time to fight, really. But now that they're together, dogao can't really catch the crossbows out in the open, and he's going to fight on the hill, but I think he's outnumbered now, like, really big, and he's going to have to go back. Viper now going to get the hill, and probably a few dead villagers for dogao here. Oh, pretty quick reaction, bringing them into the TC, actually.
And the good thing is he's denying the stables here, because dogao wanted to go for, let's say, 5-6 stables, at least 4, and he's stuck on 3 for now.
Yeah, so Nicov coming over with the plumed archers. I think this is where it's going to turn around. Viper, though, like you say, has the better production. He's got more crossbows. And although the crossbow one-on-one's going to lose to the plumed archer, he can produce more. He can outnumber them. And oftentimes
MbL taking a bad fight. Sorry, mate, for interrupting you. But that's not good. And now both teams rushing for the hill. I think dogao has the bigger numbers and plumed archers are getting on the hill as well. I think that's a better fight here for Nicov and dogao. Lots of expos going down, and I think not enough knights of MbL. So many back at home. Not really, actually. Production is so low. And most of the expos now of MbL will, of the Viper will go down. It's
no doubt about it.
+2 attack here for dogao. The reinforcement line was so short.
Dogao's knights aren't attacking though. Yeah. They need to attack. He's actually got the advantage as well because he's defending here. His reinforcements are coming in from the back of this fight, and Viper's gonna lose his whole army. Like, those plumed archers came in at the right time, and dogao was able to just basically be a bit of a meat shield for those plumes. And in the end, Viper, well, I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got additional range if you're fighting close quarters like that. Ended up losing the fight pretty badly. This is a huge army advantage now for Nicov and dogao.
Let's see if this castle will go up for MbL.
Ballsy.
Oh,
I think it's going to fail. It's going to fail. Nikov's there in time. He can kill the villagers. And MbL's going to have to either run or lose everything. And he's just choosing to lose everything.
And the other castle's getting denied as well. Are you kidding me? No. Misclick by dogao. And all those villagers went down here. Oh god, that's so many villagers dead here for MbL.
The castle's not up either, so that's huge. If they can take this down now, if they can pressure this castle, maybe with a couple of rams, that's a lot of wasted stone for MbL. I mean, MbL could still finish this. Obviously, if Viper comes in on the hill and supports him, then he could finish the castle. But that's really important, because it's going to mean that Nicov can continue gathering gold here on the front. And bear in mind, they don't have good access to gold in the center of the map now with these two castles from Viper and MbL.
Yeah, look at the second castle of the Viper. Very much up north and on a nice hill, but I think it's not the best positioning.
No, but I think as well, I mean, Nicov here is going up to Imp first. Viper's actually not far behind him, so the castles in the middle
More
should stay up.
should come in,
Oh,
and yeah, he will finish that castle now for sure. And that means being pushed off of gold. So 1.2k gold more for Nicov to mine, and then he needs to finally push into the middle. Let's see, Nicov and Viper on the way to Imperial Age. That means, yeah, Nicov will waste so much time to actually push through those Frank castles here. And dogao out of gold. Actually, I say that, but I'm mistaken. Dogao has small access to gold in the middle here.
The problem is he's not going to have trebs. And Viper going up to Imp now, they've got the superior number of castles. And I don't think that Nicov, with his one castle, is going to be able to do enough damage to these castles from Viper and MbL. I think Viper and MbL will have the center map control, and these guys are going to be starved for gold. And maybe they need to start trading very soon, because if they don't, they could be in trouble here.
The problem is, if you want to go for trade, you need to invest gold to get gold.
Exactly, that's a big problem. But I don't think they're going to have a reasonable chance of taking the castles here.
Dogao now on the way to Imperial Age as well. So MbL, the only guys stuck in Castle Age, going for more knights as it seems here. The first
Nikov's in. First thing he's going to do is build a treb, which is expected. But these castles, they're all on the hill.
But can he really protect a trap?
Well, that's another point, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of knights here as well. And a good number of crossbows from Viper to support him, not to mention the fact that these are now going to be arbalest, which is another thing to keep in mind. Nikov's castle is going to be making trebs, right? Which means he can't upgrade the elite plumed archer upgrade. Whereas Viper, he can use his castles to make trebs, but at the same time, from the archery range, he can do arbalest.
And he can outrange Nicov so heavily. Let's see. Oh, right click by the Viper. Oh god, is he losing a lot? Oh, what is going on here? He lost like 15 arbalest before fighting.
Yeah, but can he turn it around? I mean, MbL's coming in with the knights. Surely he's going to win this. And at the very least, Nikov's going to lose his treb. It's completely unprotected on the right-hand side. And Nikov's lost most of his army.
That was so bad for the Viper, but he had just so much more before to begin with.
The treb's down. And the castle's going to stay up for now. Dogao has just still only one castle as well, so his trebuchet production is not going to be great. He is nearly at the Imperial Age. Viper, meanwhile, Longbow's actually coming out. Like, he's not even bothered about trebs here. Just Longbow now.
MbL and the Viper both have no sight of the actual gold income here of Dogao. That's just...
they don't know, that's why. Okay, that's why they've not done trebs so soon. I think if they knew the castle from Dogao was there, I think we would have seen trebs faster from Viper.
Just a single longbow.
Still.
Just a single longbow could deny the gold.
Yeah, it could. I mean, he's got 12 range now because he's done the... Oh, sorry, he's not done the elite longbow, but he's done yeoman, so he will have 12 once he's upgraded to elite.
Yeah.
And Imperial coming in for MbL as well, and MbL, I mean, he has got a lot of castles right here. He's got 4. 5 even.
Sute 5, yeah. And you already lost one, right? No.
No, he's losing one, but I don't know if he will lose it. I mean, he's got a lot of knights here. He's doing the Cavalier... Well, he will do the Cavalier upgrade. Dogao is doing Cavalier as well, but he doesn't want to fight with his knights. And there you go, the longbow denying the gold from Dogao.
As we said before. Indeed, but still, elite longbow missing. Coinage now from Dogao and the Viper.
Yeah, I've got no doubt that Viper and MbL are way, like 90% in the advantage here.
Yeah, they have the army advantage and the gold advantage. So I think we will see one big fight here.
Caravan coming in for Dogao, so these guys are going to start trading nice and early as well. So this is really going to handicap them now. Fight on the hill though.
they shouldn't fight before Cavaliers.
Cavalier coming in, but I don't know if it's enough.
The traps scared away. Where are the longbows?
The thing is, they can retreat back to the castles, right? These castles are going to do so much damage up here.
Viper still without the elite upgrade. What is going on?
I don't know if they...
He doesn't have the resources.
Yeah, he's doing it now.
Traps going down, buying the Norwegians more and more time. Still without gold income here. Nicov and dogao.
Yeah, also dogao on the right side, a couple of traps here. He's actually taking down one of the castles from MbL, but he has been pushed off of this gold. So MbL and Viper with 100% gold control right now. There's no gold income for dogao. There's no gold income for Nicov. Nicov can't even access his gold on the front because of the bad positioning. Yeah. And so, I mean, what are they going to do? If they end up losing this army, they're just forced to make trash, and we know how that's going to end.
Yeah, market prices at 14 for wood and 67 for food. So you can't really sell properly even. Let's see what the traps are doing. The traps the longbows obviously outrange the castles, so you can snipe the traps without getting any fire from the castle. Let's see, 44.
The Gao's going to lose his cavalier here as well. The castles might go down though. There's no repairs, so it should fall from MbL, that is. But the army from dogao is going to just die running into these longbows. This is really good for Viper.
And now going for Frank's light cav.
Oh yeah, gotta love it. That's not gonna be pretty. How's the trade going? I mean, there's a couple of trade units up, and Nikov's starting to make some markets down in the south, but it's gonna be such a long time before it kind of repays itself. Pikeman coming in for Nicov right now. Of course, he can't afford to do anything else. He can do skirms and pikes and make the most of his elite plumed archers. At least they're cheap, right?
At least they're cheap. 30 Cavaliers now for MbL. I think fully upgraded, no +4 attack missing. And yeah, dogao going for light cav. The trade is not really running. Let's take a small look at trade cards. It's 3 for dogao, 0 for everyone else. And yeah, the Norwegians are playing it just so clever. Taking fights now doesn't actually make sense. Just chill it out, get onto lots of gold, and you can't lose.
Yeah.
Wall the map.
Get to 200 pop, and then force the fight. I mean, right now they can pop themselves out. I mean, MbL could get 40 paladins before they even need to really fight here. Because as long as they take down the trebs from dogao, they're going to feel no pressure in the middle of the map. Because there's no way that Nicov and dogao are just going to want to run in here underneath these 6 castles or whatever there is. I mean, they're just not going to want to do that. So
well fortified.
They're just getting starved out. And Viper's moving out with the longbow to try and raid some economy from dogao here. Getting a few vills, nicely done.
Actually, could intercept the trade a bit.
Yeah, Viper at the moment, apparently, according to the chat, doesn't have chemistry.
Yeah,
he can afford it, but doesn't have it just yet. It's not the end of the world. I mean, he's still able to kill dogao's army very easily. dogao, though, actually going for some raiding here with these light calves, and a really nice quick wall off from Viper. Wow.
How did he do that?
That was awesome. He must have seen them coming somehow and then just walled off.
Yeah, the outpost here did give him
that was yeah, it did. The outpost.
The intel.
That was so good. And he just walls it in. So the light cavalry are not going to be raiding as fortified wall comes up from the Viper here. And yeah, I mean, just fortify wall your economy and then just take the gold in the middle. It's working really well. And Paladin is nearly done for MbL as well, and he must have close to 40 Cavalier right now. So I think we're going to see Nicov get absolutely body slammed here.
Body slammed indeed. 53 military. MbL now going for the fight. Most likely game ending. Paladin upgrade will finish any second. Longbows in range as well. Nice hill for Nicov here. And MbL actually thinks better of it again.
Yeah, he wants to wait for Paladin to complete first and hopefully get Viper's longbow over there, because Viper's got about 35 longbow up in the north of the map to deal with those light cavalry. Maybe a little bit of an overreaction, but Paladin's done, the castle's down, and now is the time to attack.
Okay, and this might be the finishing blow of the game. Nice spread of all the paladins, fully upgraded Frank's paladin, the strongest paladins in the game. Longbows behind there helping out. The Bloom Dodgers are running, all the Halberdiers already went down, and I think maybe even trying to cut the way off. And now Nicov is running even further, down at pop 150, MbL only at 150 as well, but could go higher. Light Cav now of the Frank's dogao, not the greatest unit you are hoping for. The traps could reroute and try to go for more castles. Let's see, on the other side we have skirms being produced by the Franks player. And I think we might see GG any second here. There's just no chance of holding this attack of MbL and the Viper. Look at this gold income and endless amount of castles. More stables coming in, the traps are coming in as well. The trade is in danger indeed. The Empires, GG is near.
Yeah, surely now. I mean, MbL's just obliterated this army from Nicov. They can't really send any pikes out because the elite longbow are just going to destroy them. On the right side, their only hope is dogao with his light cavalry and skirmishers, but we know that that's not going to end too well. The Franks don't get the best skirms in the game. And there you go, it's GG, they're calling it. Viper and MbL going to take game number 3, making it 2-1 overall. And a very well played game by them, really dominating the center of the map and starving Nicov and dogao from any gold income that game, forcing them to trade, make that early trade investment, and that set them back a long way.
Indeed, I love how they played this. And control so early, lots of expos by the Viper, nice amount of knights, and the problem was just Nicov. I think going for the Plumed Archers there wasn't the right option. Go for expos and then transition to Plumed Archers, but directly Plumed Archers, that's not an option because you lose the main important middle area and you don't have enough gold to get into the mass Plumed Archers you want to go for.
Yeah. It's a real problem. And, you know, there's 3 gold piles in front of his wood line. He only took about 400 gold from them in total. So there's so much missing gold for Nicov there. He was just starved. And overall, I think Viper and MbL played that one perfectly. They will take game 3, and obviously now it's, 2 games from victory for them?
Indeed, we're best of 7, so the first one who will get 4 wins will win the whole series and will advance to play in the finals against Leary and Hart for at least $200, maybe even a bit more. Let's see if we get more donations coming in. Absolutely an option. So now we are going into game number 4, which will be Mediterranean.
Yeah, another hybrid map, a little bit of a mix of land and water. It should be very interesting. And obviously as the tournament goes on, or as the series goes on, there's less and less civilizations available. So what could we expect to see here? There's still some water civs left. If they want to consider picking up the Vikings, that's still an option for dogao and Nicov. And then you still have the Mongols, the Koreans, and the Saracens.
Yeah, Saracens I think are a bit slow at the start, and therefore not the greatest option, but Persians are pretty good.
Oh, Persians, of course.
Britons again, and yeah, I think Britons, Celts, Persians, Vikings, something around that. We can see the civilizations.
Great, so I will be right back. Give me just a minute.
So will I. Game hasn't launched yet. I will play some music and then we can hear you back pretty soon.
Rumors creeping from south of a giant.
باحث عن الطعام. عامل منجع.
Das ich soll.
soldiers.
Das result.
Follow the path to the blue flag. Follow the path to the blue flag.
Rogan?
Fiski maffer, gagnes maffer, rating for nama maffer. Don't panic.
It is here that my tale will end. The assassins will strike.
Did all your units make it to the flag?
Rogan?
Move to the next flag.
Okay. Game should be starting again very soon, hopefully.
Das ist so. Take the soldier. It's time for us to fight.
Waiting for the spectator delay to launch, so the game hasn't launched just yet. Nearly there. I guess the players are probably having a quick break as well.
Don't panic.
Wait for Nilford to get back. I think I hear him.
Don't panic.
We're not panicking. It's all good.
Okay.
Game hasn't launched yet, so we've not missed anything. Of course, Mediterranean is the next map, but El Dorado comes after that, and I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen that on 2v2 play yet.
El Dorado, very cool.
Yeah. But we can talk about that later. Mediterranean, for the guys who don't know what's this, on the outside you have a lot of land, in the middle you have a huge pond with lots of fish, so controlling this guarantees you a lot of land control as well, and a great fish boom. So after we saw the Continental game, I think we might see more of a water approach for the Viper and MbL here.
Sure, and I think as well, Mediterranean, it's harder to wall the edges of the map, right? I mean, Mediterranean and Baltic are pretty similar, but in Mediterranean, the lake is a little smaller, so the edges of the map are more exposed. I wonder if we're going to see teams trying to wall off the edge of the map and focus on the middle on the water, or if they'll try and make a push on one of the edges together and wall off the other side completely. What do you think? Do you think the walling of the edge is going to happen?
Well, you have a fast scout with lots of line of sight, so trying to figure that out is absolutely crucial. And if you can see, okay, I have a fast, easy wall, you can go for that, but I think you kind of have to start with the military building.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're going to try and pressure the edges as much as they can.
Well, some
But-
people tried to approach like Leary in the last game, just went for like 3 volts, instant walling, and a dock.
Okay.
He had
Interesting.
Vikings and was controlling the water pretty solidly.
Yeah, I think we'll see Vikings this game from dogao and Nicov, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Viper MbL might go for Mayans, Mongols, as you said. Celts is an option. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Celts work pretty well as well. I mean, the wood gather bonus is always nice to have when you're trying to go for a bit of land and water at the same time. So I think finding a nice balance between that is going to be really important.
Okay, then let's jump into game number 4. It is MbL and Viper against Nicov and dogao. here on Mediterranean Clash of the Hippo game number 4. I'm Nilly, and with me is Zero Empires.
Hello guys. Alright, so let's jump straight in as players starting to build their first military production buildings basically instantly here. We've got MbL and Viper on the south of the map, Nicov, dogao on the top, and we were right in predicting that we would see the Vikings in this game, and that is Nicov in the blue here playing as the Vikings and quick walling the edge of the map. Like I just predicted, I thought one of the teams, or at least one of the players, would wall off the edge as quickly as they can, and Nicov completing that straight away. Really nicely done, leaving him to focus on the water here, and maybe Viper wasting his scouts if they can't break through this wall now.
Oh yeah, let's see, and he has a long distance to go for water as well. Viper that is. Let's see, Nicov walling the second layer and has his dock up pretty soon as well. So most likely the Viper now needs to go to the other side, and they will try to double against dogao, who's trying to speed wall as well.
Yeah, the walling's coming in, and I honestly think it's the best strat to go on this map. They were able to get that done pretty quickly. MbL managed to steal a couple of sheep at the back, but I think dogao's going to gather them up and find them anyway. And meanwhile, MbL's going to get stuck in here because he's got no escape. There is a full wall off for both Nicov and dogao this game, and I think that's really strong for them, since now they can focus on the water. And yeah, I mean, obviously the difference here is that both teams are running Mongols, but the Viper and MbL have also got Persians instead of the Vikings for Nicov.
Indeed, indeed. So let's see how both teams will play it out. It seems like dogao, since he's fully walled, needs to go for a dock pretty soon as well. There's no need to build more land units. And yeah, Nicov really needs to focus on water now. You don't want any scouts to get landed. You don't want anyone to go for fires later on. You basically, yeah, just want to secure all the water control, and then go into slinging your Mongols flank.
Yeah, Viper and MbL grouping up on this right side to try and break through this wall, but it's going to be, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's going to be very hard to break through this wall now. Surprisingly though, dogao, even though he's walled up, hasn't built a dock yet. He's moving quite a lot of villas over to wood though, so perhaps we'll see that dock soon. He's still got 3 scouts behind this, and I think he's actually going over to build the dock right now as well. So good stuff so far for Nicov and dogao, and I like this start for them, to be honest. I think this is really strong.
Yeah, interesting. I love this. And as you can see now, MbL, the offensive dog, going for the transport ship for all the scouts of himself and the Viper. And
I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, it's a big resource investment, like to build the dock and then build a transport ship, which arguably the transport ship's not going to serve any purpose after it's sent the units. But if they can do damage with that, and it's likely they will, this is a really, really worthwhile move.
And honestly, I think they should even go to Nicov, because they saw, okay, dogao has 3 scouts, so if we are sending 5, we can maybe kill 2-3 villagers and then that's it. But 5 vills against only villagers from Nicov, that would be so much better. But that's super advanced, and I think in-game you will not think about that. You want to go the short distance, hop over the walls, and get into the woodline to do guaranteed damage against dogao.
Really nice play by dogao though. He actually sent his scouts out and killed 2 villagers over at MbL's base. Hit the wood line. You see the 2 villagers by the house?
Yeah.
That set him back away, and not only that, he's disrupted his wood.
It's actually 3 villagers.
Oh, is it?
The right hand side, there's another dead
Oh,
body.
yeah. Nice. That's really good for dogao. And he's spotted this dock. He's got a galley already. So this transport might not actually happen.
Yeah, the transport will happen. It's
Oh,
impossible
no,
to
yeah.
block it with 1 galley, but yeah, he's walling everything.
He's gonna scout it at any rate. This is huge. dogao, can he get this up? Can he do it? A house? Or another wall? Oh, he's done it.
It's only buying himself time. He will never.
Is there a hole? Yeah, on the left side.
Yeah, there's no way to just keep the walls up, but okay, they're just buying himself a bit more time, but losing 2 villages for free. I think like regrouping at home would have been a bit of a better option. And yeah, transport is down now, so it is 8 scouts.
Yeah, they got the scouts across.
Walls unfinished.
Purpose. Oh wow.
Oh,
Viper here, gonna get another vill surely, and the scouts from MbL at the back as well, so nicely done.
Villager 3 and maybe 4. No, 3 villagers down. Maybe a fifth one.
If they can just deal with this is great. But the problem is, dogao now, well, he's going to send his villagers out somewhere. He's at least got a bunch of sheep under the TC for the time being, and he's going to try and get back out to wood so that he can keep that coming in and wall his villagers into the wood line.
And
But
you
it's
really-
certainly got very messy.
Yeah, and you really don't want to build like single scouts now.
No,
Let's
that's
see
true. Oh,
the
there's a
HP
weak villager
villagers.
here.
Whoop.
Taking a lot of damage from the TC, that's for sure.
Nice walls by Nicov at home. He could get hit, but
Yeah, I thought maybe there'd be a second galley and they would have taken the transport faster, but sadly not. Look at this though, Viper and Nicov both going up to the Castle Age, pretty similar timings on that. Nicov with just 3 fishing ships. Viper doesn't even have a dock, so I'm interested to see what Viper's doing when he does get to the Castle Age. Will we see maybe more transports going across? They're still going to need to build a dock for that, and actually, I think Viper is building a dock
he's
over on the left-hand
he
side.
for
There
sure
you go.
is multi-sheeping. Look at this. He's taking 5 sheep at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
6-1 just got.
It's cool.
Try.
He's got so many sheep, I don't think he cares.
Oh god.
That's funny though. You don't expect that, but there you go.
And now Dogao's going for scouts after all.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
like that.
I mean, there's too many scouts. It's quite a big investment to build a barracks and start making spears, I guess. But I don't know. Scouts are also going to set him back in economy and food. So I don't know. Viper here though. I think it's just looking scary. If Viper gets this transport and sends knights across to Nicov, we're going to see a similar thing. But Nicov actually making a transport of his own, and it looks like he's sending a villager over.
Maybe for a monastery?
A villager and 2 archers right now. Now that could be a really nice sneak.
Let's see, a Viper will absolutely not expect this for sure. Let's see what will happen. The Viper now +1 defense and bloodlines.
Dogao's economy is getting wrecked by this.
What
This
is...
not
Look
nice.
at MbL's villager here. They could actually go into the wood. Dogao overchop to the right hand side. And now
Oh,
all
yeah.
the scouts of Dogao died.
Oh wow, that's bad. I think MbL may be doing a tower here.
And he's at 180.
He's taking some stone,
Oh yeah.
but tower's going to be a while. But that's going to be nice. And meanwhile, Nicov landing across on the Viper's side. He's building a stable and got a couple of crossbows out here. But Viper with his fire ship, I'm wondering if he's going to end up spotting this. The line of sight on a fire ship is pretty low, so he will have to come out to the right. And maybe unlikely that he'll see it, but he's moving now. Oh, it's so close. He's so close to spotting this. And he's going to go up north, so he will not see this landing. He's like 1 or 2 tiles away from spotting it, but at least he will take down the ships from Nicov. Nicov, though, crossbows coming in, and Viper's ready with some knights. So
How is he producing knights at home?
what, Viper?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, why would you anticipate like an expo landing or something? That's just beautiful play by him. Like, I would always go for aggression and try to land around, but he's having them at
Yeah.
home.
I expected him to go and land on this left side, but he's making
Yeah.
fires instead. I don't know, maybe he saw no, he didn't see the transport. He didn't see the landing.
No, but he's still patrolling at home, and that
Yeah,
is
he
so
is.
confusing to me.
Well, maybe, I mean, he's probably just anticipating some landing or something, but, like, he hasn't scouted it, so he doesn't know. Alright, he's seen it now. Now he knows. And I like this play by Nicov, making a monastery here. This is good.
Okay, let's see. Now the tower is real. The villages. I think the Dogao needs to delete the lumber camp and try to save 1 villager. Oh, what is he doing?
That Bill's dead. Nice tower from MbL, actually. And this is really good for these guys, because these villagers, they've got to run from the lumber camp right into the scouts of Viper and MbL.
But he's
So these
actually getting
vills-
2 home. That's more than I expected.
Yeah, true.
Or maybe even 3.
Yeah, this one here is going to hop in.
The Viper, distracted at home, will get
No, he's
this
going to get the
villager,
Vil.
But
He's going to get the Vil.
the same time clearing up what Nicov had. Going for some camels. Another archery range for Nicov.
Nikov's going to lose one of his forward villagers though, so he could very easily shut this down if he gets the other villager kill. He just needs to take the buildings out. But that second range will go up, that's for sure. And Nicov with the monastery, I like it. He just needs to get a few conversions though. Maybe converting this knight, he could turn this around. And Viper also doing a monastery himself, making some monks now as well. So it's a bit of a standoff over that side. But on the right side, dogao is really not having a good time.
Not really not having a good time. Let's see. 500 food at least. And now his fish got denied as well. He can't deny that tower. Lots of scouts still here. And the villager walling himself. The villager's trying to pull down that tower. Not sure if that's going to happen. And feels like Nicov isn't killing the Viper either here.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Viper will defend this, to be honest. But at least Nikov's safe back at home for now. He can at least try and get his second, third TC going and start booming a little bit while he keeps this aggression up. But yeah, I mean, Viper should defend this. He's got a couple of monks, and if he takes down the monastery first, he won't have to deal with the monks of Nicov as well. But I'm really concerned about dogao now. A lot of idle time on these villagers. They're kind of not doing a lot. He has very, very small amount of food income since he's not got a huge amount of farms, and all of his fishing ships died. And yeah, had to rebuild this lumber camp at the back. It's just, yeah, kind of messy. And that's just a couple of scouts and a tower. That's all that was. Dogao really hurting for that. So Castle Age also coming in for MbL. Bloodlines as well, so we're going to see some knights from him.
But he only has one stable.
That's true. He's maybe going to build more in a minute. He's... should be. Anyway, dogao's going to go castle in a sec. He's just building his market. And meanwhile, Nicov Viper fighting on this left side. Viper here, getting a couple more conversions it seems, and should clean that up. No doubt about it. Viper's got that.
Microing with his monks and now healing the other monk, and he will survive. Oh god, what a
unbelievable. Wow.
So sick.
That was so good.
Yeah.
That was so good. Healing his army as well. Just, oh, that was amazing.
dogao on the way to Castle Age. This villager 5 HP will survive. Let's see what MbL is going for. He has a transporter through the middle. Let's see what he has inside. 3 villagers. Oh, and GG.
They're calling it. Wow.
dogao sees himself too far behind. And yeah, they know with those civilizations we need to do early damage. Because Vikings in the long run aren't that good. They didn't have the water control. They actually were behind when it came to fishing ship. Because yeah, it was basically 2-2. But dogao was so far behind, 39 villagers only. Oh, actually one more than MbL, but yeah, only 2.
Yeah, that was going to change though. Well, MbL had one more villager, but dogao was upgrading to the Castle Age, so MbL would have overtaken him.
Yeah.
And he also had his second TC coming up faster as well. Bear in mind that dogao wouldn't have had that second TC because he had no stone. So, I mean, there was no doubt that MbL was way ahead of dogao in that game.
Yeah, a bit anticlimactic, but...
Well, no, I'm impressed by Viper's defense there. That was very good. And I guess, you know, he scouted it quite early, but he anticipated some kind of landing, and he defended it really well. The monk micro was superior as well. It was awesome. There you go, though. Viper and MbL taking a good lead now.
I wanted to do scores.
I really thought Mediterranean would be one of the longer games, to be honest.
Well, depends. It can get like super scrappy. And after the game, the walls were up so early, I thought we would go into longer games.
Yeah,
but yeah, seems like not this time.
Yeah, as Will Work for Ice Cream in the chat said, once you have a feudal start, it does make it harder to get the water control before the transports come out. And that's something really worth keeping in mind, because we saw a lot of transports that game. We saw one from MbL, we saw one from Nicov, and we saw another one from MbL in the Castle Age as well. So getting water control is really hard, and players will try and pressure on the land first, and clearly it worked out, because dogao had a horrible game there.
So now we're going into El Dorado. Let's take a look what civilizations we can still go for.
Oh, I like El Dorado. This is a cool map.
Okay, explain the map for all the guys who don't know the map.
All right, so in the center of the map, you can see exactly what's happening. It's all visible. So you can see what's going on with your enemies, even if you don't have any of your own units there. There's also low resources at home. A lot of the gold and stone is in the middle of the map, so you have to fight for the center. And I think there's water around the edge, right? I'm in the later versions.
I think I picked a version without water.
Okay, so there's no water at the edge at all,
Yeah.
which mean and is there stone and gold at the bases? Because I
think-
know in the first versions there was no stone and gold, but then they added 2 gold piles and 2 stone piles.
Exactly,
up
I
there.
picked those versions. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
So,
pretty
yeah.
sure. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't recheck. I just took the one from the last time, and I think we had some gold and stone. Yeah.
Yeah, just so that it's not like an all-in bum rush for the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of the time in 1v1, when you saw that map, you'd see a lot of towers and men-at-arm pushes in the center, which was a lot of fun. But whoever lost the middle lost the game at that point.
Yeah.
At least with the small amount of gold and stone at home, you'd still have a little bit of a chance to, to kind of get the center back if you lose it to start with. So right now I'm expecting we'll see Britons from dogao and Nicov, and probably Persians now. Or Celts.
I think Teutons is a must.
I think
in this.
for the towers.
For both teams. Teutons,
Yeah.
maybe even Spanish. Teuton Spanish is absolutely an option here for Viper and MbL, because getting those towers up and throwing more arrows is just so incredibly strong.
Yeah, but then again, you can't make the towers straight away, so you still want to have a good scout rush, and that's something
Yeah.
that both the Teutons and the
Spanish have.
Spanish
Celts
can
is
do.
strong as well.
yeah, I think Celts would be good. But I think Britons maybe for dogao and Nicov. You can't underestimate the Brits. We saw the Viper and MbL doing the Brits on Gold Rush, which was another map that required a lot of center control. So could be something to keep in mind as well.
Okay, then let's find out and jump into game number 5. It is
Oh, it started. Great.
Clash of the Hippos semi-finals. It is the Viper and MbL going against Nicov and dogao on El Dorado. And as you can see the map, you have lots of stone and gold in the middle. And Fog of War says you can see it at all times, even if you don't have any units there. You have 2 piles of gold and stone and some fish in the land. So fast starting is pretty good here, and actually the strongest civ on this map would be Chinese, but they already picked this in the first map.
Yeah, I forgot about this map having the fish as well underneath the town center, which is really cool. And that's a lot of food right there. Villagers do gather very quickly from it, and it's also safe food because you don't have to go away from the town center to gather it, unlike a deer patch, for example. Which means that scout rushing might be a little less effective immediately because the villagers are going to stay relatively close to the town center.
Okay, yeah, sweet stuff going on. So both see quadruple stable, so everyone is going for stables for now. And yeah, it's more important to go for fish. Fish is so much faster than berries at the start. We didn't mention civilizations yet. It is Celts and Huskarls, I wanted to say. Goth for the Norwegians and for
Teutons, Persians.
Exactly. So what do you think about those civilizations?
Well, first of all, it's the first game we've had where there's not a mirrored civ, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to see the Goths, to be honest. I mean, what do you think the thinking behind the Goths is here for MbL, rather than, the Persians or something, where you've got a decent scout civ? I guess actually the Goths are pretty solid when it comes to the Castle Age knights, anyway.
Well,
and scouts as well.
Thank you so much. We'll work for ice cream. And if he would have went for an M&A rush to control the middle, I would have understood it. But going for scouts, now I'm a bit confused, to be honest. Maybe he wants to go for the late castle and in the middle and go for Huskarls. But most likely enemies will go for castles as well, and maybe knights or something. So not really sure about this choice.
Yeah, no, I'm interested. I mean, obviously there's some logic behind it for him, but I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I have another idea. I think El Dorado is the map where you need stone walls the least. So if you want to pick Goth at one point, I think El Dorado is the best.
Sure. No, that makes sense because I mean, there's literally no way you can really wall up
Yeah.
this map. No, yeah, that makes sense actually.
So let's see how people are developing. We see even kills TheViper 1 ahead. MbL and Nicov trade 3 for 3. Villager count. Nicov is 2 ahead compared to anyone else.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
How? It's Persian feudal to see,
Magic.
obviously.
Of course, yeah. One thing to keep in mind, the Celts can't do bloodlines on their scouts, so Viper won't want to overcommit to that, and could put him behind a little bit versus someone like the Persians here, who will get that bloodlines upgrade.
Persian, I love Persians on those
Or even
settings.
the Teutons as well. Yeah, Persian, I mean, actually really probably underrated by these players so far.
Or maybe they thought, El Dorado is my favorite map. I picked the strongest civ on that. Well, let's save it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not.
So Bloodline's coming in for Nicov now, and it's going to be fairly nice. It's going to have the edge over
Taking
MbL
the
there.
hill is the Viper, but I think the numbers are here for dogao. Nice micro by the Viper, but still, numbers so much better. And at the moment, dogao 5 scouts, Viper 2 scouts.
Yeah, that was a really good fight. I think he had the hill there as well, actually. And over at Nikov's base, there's going to be a bit more action as well in a moment as... sorry, MbL's base even, as Nicov comes around. But yeah, Viper and dogao having a little skirmish. Definitely Viper coming out on the bottom there.
MbL going for wheelbarrow. I think that's too early. If you can ever do wheelbarrow too early, but I think it's the case.
I'm surprised Nicov isn't committing here.
Yeah,
He's
6
got
scouts
this-
against 5
yeah.
and bloodlines?
And Bloodlines, yeah. So he should commit, and he could kill these villagers if he fought in there. I think he might even get one. But no, he's a little scared, it seems. I think he wants to try and focus the scouts down. He'll kill one, and surely he'll kill that villager now.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, okay. Now he's going in.
MbL doing wheelbarrow. Why would you do wheelbarrow this early?
Yeah, that's what I said. I think the optimum number is like 35 villagers or something.
Yeah,
So
so
it really is too early.
Yeah, I think maybe it's for the villager movement speed, but this is going to end up costing him because he has no farms. So other than helping his villagers to run away, this tech really isn't helping him at all. Like his eco isn't going to be much better at this point with wheelbarrow. It's only when he gets the farms down, and you can't put farms around your TC on this map because this sand stuff is not compatible.
This sand stuff! It sounds like you played this map like 50 times and it's still annoyed of you're losing one.
I hate this map. It's a play. I like watching it, but yeah, it's a pain to play. Look at this. It's getting doubled now as MbL, and the bloodlines for dogao as well. So they're going to have the superior scouts. There's no doubt about that. Back at home, Viper's making a couple of archery ranges, but he's nowhere in sight to help. Just 2 scouts from him. It's not enough, and MbL in a lot of pain right now.
A lot of pain. And look at this. He can't really get any wood. And I was asked by Nicov before, are we allowed to kill stragglers? And yes, you are. So
No stragglers either.
yeah, there are some stragglers, but yeah, not enough left for sure. So, and yeah, that's such an inefficient base here for MbL. The Viper needs to wall himself. He's going for the expo defense. No fletching just yet. Going for the blacksmith right now though.
Yeah, and look at this. dogao and Nicov are adding more scouts as well. They've not stopped scout production. They're still going. And I think they really feel this advantage right now. They want to keep pressuring as much as they can. Viper gonna lose a villager at the back. And
But
these
doing
villagers,
lots of damage.
wow, this is really bad.
Yeah, a lot of idle villagers, but doing lots of damage as well. Losing another villager for sure. And Nicov can't get in as well. So Nicov will snipe another villager maybe at the north. Maybe if he goes more to the left-hand side, he could do some damage, but... seems like... Oh!
There you go. No, this is good. They're really putting them back here. 28 vills for Viper, 25 for MbL, and then Nicov on 34 as the Persians here. This is like running away with it.
Yeah, they're roughly ahead by 10 villagers here. And that's just so much in this early phase of the game.
But I
One
think
scout
more
scaring away 2 scouts here. Okay.
I think more than that even. More than just having the villager advantage, they've got the map control. And I think that's really important in this game because look at how the farms are coming up for dogao. They're so far from the TC, he doesn't want to be pressured here. He wants to just gather his resources in peace. Same for Nicov, right? So by being really aggressive, they're forcing Viper and MbL to defend, and then they're not counterattacking. So they've got a really good position on the map, and it's bought them time to wall. You even have dogao walling up a little on this right side, and I like this a lot from these guys.
And now dogao sees, oh god, this guy has a lot of archers. No fletching yet. At least that's what he saw. Just finished right now. And we are now going for the farm upgrade. And look at those walls. And actually, they don't really matter because you can run through the TC. And if there aren't any villagers...
Yeah, can't do any damage anyway.
Yeah.
Nicov gonna do it, I think. He's going in.
And he's having archers. I think MbL needs to wall in front of his CC and he's doing that. So that's a nice decision, but still...
Not time? Has he not got time?
Can-
He's got time. Oh, wow.
Went in.
Nicov missed his opportunity there. But he could go round the back. I mean, it's still pretty open. There's no way that MbL can completely wall this in time, I feel.
Okay, let's see the Viper now.
Trying to scout here, and he's going to end up losing his scouts. They're both low. dogao just going to run by. Oh, what's going on? Come on, guys. dogao can kill both scouts there. They're both running away with 1 and 3 HP.
What happens
That
if
just
they,
happened.
if they kill a villager?
Wow.
Or
Nah,
a monk
there's
with
no
a
chance.
relic or something. Be so
Seriously, though, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, so weird, so weird.
I don't know, scouts being on stand ground a lot of the time can do that, I guess. But Viper's getting scouting info. I don't think he expects to do anything with them other than see what's going on. And he's going to see a lot of farms from dogao. Wheelbarrow coming in for dogao now, and look how many farms he's got. This is going to have a big impact. But Nicov going to come around the back, scared away by the spears. His archers are just out of position to kill them. And now he can fight, but the wall is going to happen. So Nicov still unable to break through just yet.
Yeah, but he can run around. He will kill those villagers.
Well, I hope so. I mean, he can get in, and MbL is just making some spears to defend. I don't think it's enough. So Nikov's going to try and go through the wall.
Just researched wheelbarrow at the same time. So some people, not MbL, agreed on when it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. But MbL's going to keep walling. He's spending a lot of resources on the walls here, and he's not really getting much out of it other than keeping himself safe.
Yeah,
But Viper's coming in.
He's creating a trap because Viper can do a lot there.
Yeah,
But-
maybe. He's got a lot of archers, but these Bloodline scouts, there's quite a lot of these guys as well, so...
I think still the Viper should be able to clear this up, right?
We will see.
It's a tight
If he-
choke area as well.
They could run out to the left, though. They don't have to fight here.
Yeah, I think they should run. Let's see, maybe wait for the Viper to come in. I think they should just go back.
Yeah,
Just run
it's
around.
too risky. It's too risky. And Nicov is just going to take the fight. Well, not even take the fight. He's just going to take the arrows to the face and die.
Yeah.
I mean, Viper there, cleaning things up pretty well. And
Yeah.
I mean, Nikov's not even going to get out, so... maybe a miscommunication. I mean, it would have worked if they fought together, maybe, but...
I think
Yeah.
no. I think
They should just run
should've-
away.
Yeah, just run away. It's a better option there. Okay, so let's see where we're standing this game. Villager counts kind of evened out. 4 ahead for Nicov. On the way to Castle Age are the Viper, dogao, Nicov. So only guy is missing is MbL. And let's take a look how far away he is. Oh, 56 food only.
They really crippled MbL here. They really crippled him. And it's not cost them too much either. I mean, dogao and Nicov, okay, they're going to be a little slower to the Castle Age than the Viper, but they're going to have more than enough eco to...
The Viper's out of gold. Sorry for interrupting
Is he?
you.
Oh, okay.
He has
Wow.
80 gold left to mine.
Yeah, he's got a large army, though. He should be able to go to the middle. But he's going to be 2v1, because dogao and Nicov are just going to immediately start pumping out knights and crossbow as soon as they hit Castle Age.
Yeah.
And it's not set them back at all doing this 2v1 on MbL.
Will
MbL's
it be
just in pain.
Persian expos actually? For
Yeah, I
Nicov?
think so. Yeah.
Nice composition, but yeah.
And why not? And
Yeah.
I don't know if they get the center here. This could be bad news. Maybe we'll see some towers. Maybe we'll see some TCs coming up in the middle. I mean, it's risky to put the TC in the middle, but I don't know. It's going to help for now until you can afford a castle anyway, because you can't get enough stone for a castle at home, can you? Oh no, you can actually.
Okay, let's go into the point of view of the Viper. He's the guy who needs to make something happen now. Sending lots of villagers in, has a lot of crossbows and with Botkin arrow in the middle now, and he needs to get it to C up, but as we said before, if you get it to C up, everyone can see it instantly.
Yeah,
now
that's true.
MbL is doing some damage against Nicov here. More expos coming in, and I think the Viper needs to go for monasteries or spearmen or something.
Maybe. I mean, Viper here has got a lot of crossbows, so he's going to pressure Nicov. He could do a lot of damage to his eco at the back.
I have a weird idea, Zero. Is it an option for MbL to go double barracks spearman support for the Viper?
Maybe,
Because
but I
at the
mean,
moment, they only need to fight against knights. Goth have cheaper spearmen, and he is stuck in feudal age anyways.
that's true. I mean, he's making scouts right now, I think. Is he making more?
And I think...
I'm sure he's made some. He's still stuck in... Oh, he's going castle now. He's going castle.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I think it could be worth adding a lot of spears, but the crossbows from Nicov are still going to be pretty good there.
Yeah. It's just to. Yeah, it's true. It's crossbows. Yeah, I was still like on the double knight from Teutons and Persians. Let's see this fight. Viper's doing his best micro, but against +2 knights now surrounding him. Some expos happening out from the bottom as well.
Yeah, Viper's surrounded. He's on a hill. He'll do as much damage as he can, but he's going to get cleaned up. Meanwhile, he has got a TC in the middle, though, and he is taking that golden stone. So I think Viper's looking for a castle here. He's got enough for it, even.
Ooh.
So a castle in the middle coming up, but will he be able to get it up? Will he be able to defend it? That's the question.
I think so. There's nothing to really contest it at the moment.
There it goes. He's got a lot of villagers here, so they should be very quick. And that castle's coming up really, really fast.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, lots of villagers indeed.
Yeah.
Everyone sees everything in the middle, remember. So now
But
Nicov
the army is too far away for dogao, right? He's not
Yeah.
going to get there in time.
and he sees the army coming as well, so he can, when they get into this area, he can easily wall as well.
Yeah.
So for
Worth pointing out as well that MbL has actually got a decent economy now. He was hurt earlier on, but he's actually caught up in villages and he's about to hit castle. And once again, like we saw in the Gold Rush game, Viper and MbL going very quickly for the middle and actually getting control of that. And even though MbL's been feudal all this time, Viper still has control of the middle right now. And in the castle age, how do you deal with a castle? It's very difficult. You need a lot of rams, and that's basically the only way to do it.
yeah, or maybe just do a defensive castle on your own, try to get gold and stone in this area, and just try to get Imperial Age a bit earlier.
Yeah, but it's really tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, your eco
'Cause, I mean-
isn't set up for that.
No, and also as well, you're going to have a hard time holding the middle. They can't go too close to this castle, and Viper could easily throw out a mangonel and just pressure these TCs. In fact, he's actually made a siege workshop right now, and bear in mind he's the Celts as well, so faster firing siege is really going to help him.
Yeah. So what is MbL actually going for? He's going for 3 stable knights.
Yeah, and that works for the Goths. I mean, why not?
Okay, the Viper's so much on stone. He will build a second castle, I wanted to say, and then see him going for a tower.
Watchtower on, yeah, I like this. Watchtower on the gold here. Villagers going the long way round, taking some arrow fire from the TC. Like, okay, what's that about?
Was unfortunate positioning of all the gold and stone.
Yeah, but there you go. Crossbows coming in, just disrupting the gold of Nicov and dogao, and I'm worried they're going to suffer the same fate as last time, where they were just starved of resources. MbL are going to snipe the mangonel as well. This is really, really important, and that tower's going to go up successfully. So,
What
good
kind
play.
of castle is that? That's so risky.
Where? Oh, wow. Well, I think it might work.
Yeah, but it only works because he's wasting all his knights. I think he will get up this castle, but he lost like 5 knights in exchange. But yeah, the castle was probably the best idea. Because now the tower will go down, they're controlling all their gold spots. So yeah, it was the only option. And well done,
Yeah.
dogao. It felt weird, but yeah, it was well done.
Yeah, and also as well, it's not going to be a threat from any mangonels now. There's not going to be any worries about, mangonels taking down the TCs and stuff. That castle's basically got that covered. And they're going to be able to secure at least a little bit of gold and stone. Now I guess it's kind of a race to Imperial. Who can take down the castles in the middle first? And we got to see. I mean, Viper and MbL, what are they looking like in economy? They're a little bit further behind than Nicov. So I don't know, man. Maybe Nicov get to Imperial, get a castle, and start trapping the
Nicov
castles
is
down.
the important guy. Dogao, we need to take a look at Dogao. Because Dogao is the one with the castle.
Sure, that's true. I mean, Nicov, if he gets imp, he can't exactly make trebs, but he could make some rams. I don't know.
Let's see, does Nicov have prepared in his siege workshop? One mangonel, okay.
Yeah, it's not much. MbL coming in with some knights around the back of Nikov's economy. This is probably the best person to hit right now, I think.
Overshot!
Oh yeah, they're in. Straight in.
And oh god, yeah.
That's gonna hurt. These villagers, there's nowhere to run. They're just gonna get massacred in here.
So far away to the TCs as well.
Wow, that's a lot of dead vills. This could even bring him down to the same number as Viper, which is a great thing for these guys. And wow.
Look at this
Oh,
eco here,
God.
totally unprotected.
Oh man.
And Nicov, a single hole costs him like 15 villagers here.
More, I think. Even more. He's gonna lose so many. And he...
Oh yeah, it looks more
Wow.
like 20.
And if he catches the villagers on the right, there's another 6 that are just standing there.
Yeah.
This could be like game losing for Nicov right here.
And 20 idle villagers at the same time as well. Oh god, that costs them so much.
Oh.
Okay, let's see.
That's ugly. That's so ugly. Nikov's trying to get a castle, I think, or something, but yeah, it's gonna be a long while away yet. MbL and Viper, really good control of the center of the map. And Nikov's economy's just been crippled. He's gonna find more villagers, MbL as well. On this right side, the farmers... Nicov just doesn't even care. He's like, okay, I need to get some food from somewhere. I don't care if you're in my economy. I'm gonna farm anyway. Wow.
They took like 15 miles to actually get there, and oh god, that's so brutal for him.
He's still got 67 villagers though, to be fair, but I mean, MbL is basically equalized in villagers with this raid, and Nikov's gonna have to replenish it. I mean, it's a lot of wasted resources, isn't it? A lot of villages that have been made and then immediately killed.
Yeah.
And he's gonna find more. He's sending them out again. Oh, wow. MbL, such value.
What is this? And meanwhile, Viper realized the situation is going Imperial Age, has 2 castles. Ah, this might look like Leary and hard against Viper and MbL.
Oh, wow. More
see.
villages where the stone was for Nicov. Like, MbL's on the way out and he finds more.
Yeah.
This is just too perfect.
It's like...
So lucky.
MbL was
gonna
like,
get the
okay, I had enough of it. Too many villagers dying. Let's not overextend here. Let's continue playing, and then like, oh god, more idle villagers I have to kill.
Yep.
FML.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Viper's gonna hit Imp, and I think that's gonna be it. He's got 2 castles, so as long as he can just make 2 trebs, which he can nearly afford to do, I don't see how they're gonna hold on to the center of the map here. Nikov's just been thrown back to the Dark Age right now.
Yeah, and you're starting in Feudal Age. That's so tough.
It's a bad time to be a Nicov today. He's actually just made 4 barracks, and I think he's just gonna go for massed pikes, but his food income has just been crippled thanks to losing all those vills on the farms.
Okay, then let's do the GG countdown. It's at 90%. And so it will be
5,
4, 3, 2, 1. GG!
No? Okay, well,
No?
give it another minute. Just wait for the trebs to come out.
Okay.
And then, I mean, dogao just clicked up to Imp himself.
Okay,
But,
okay.
I mean, really, they're not gonna. He's not gonna be able to defend this castle, I don't think, until he can get his own treb. And he's got a lot of knights, but he's still outnumbered by MbL here.
Rogan?
And Viper's got a lot of pikes. I don't know. I mean, what's the chances of him defending this castle here? I think it's unlikely, and if they lose the castle, then they've lost this center.
Yeah, the traps aren't in the best position. Actually, that's a weird spot where sniping mining camps is more important than actually sniping the castle.
I don't know. I mean, there's still the town centers here as well.
Yeah, okay, I mean like mining camps, TCs, because castles aren't that important at this moment.
Yeah, but I don't know. If dogao goes imp, right, then he can make his own trebs and try and enter a treb war. I know he's outnumbered 2-1, but
Yeah,
maybe
but he
Viper's
simply has
going to
no
attack
gold.
the TC at the south here. Yeah, he is.
But-
He's going to go for both at once.
Okay, Viper now going for +0/+0 halberdiers. good enough to fight against dogao. And he's completely walled. Let's see, any over chopping. No, seems fine. Seems fine. dogao trying to run around, maybe to find some kills against MbL, who is completely open. He's going for lots of knights, healing all of them. Now handcard and BO8. Let's see.
Sure.
We
But he's
did-
coming in from the top side. He's going to try and find these trebs. And Viper's a little out of position with the Haub, so I think one treb will die. With a quick house, though, he's going to protect that trebuchet that's already firing. Nicely done. And the Haub's here should be able to take the fight. dogao going imp, or he has hit imp, sorry. But yeah, one TC already down. MbL coming in with the knights, and the castle is mass repairs. But I mean, the treb's only just coming up. And
Now the knights of MbL come in.
Oh my god.
And we
not
already
again.
have like 50 villager kills in this game already for MbL, and he will grab another 30 for himself.
MbL has killed 81 units and lost 30. That's
Wow.
huge. Nicov with the pikes.
And
though,
that was
coming in.
his early feudal age, where he lost like 15 villagers on his own.
Yeah, yeah. So he's played really well this game.
Yeah.
So a single treb now out for dogao, but the repairs on the castle have stopped. I guess that's because it went up to full HP. But Nicov and dogao are going to run out of stone before long, so they can't repair this castle forever. And Viper can afford to place another one down right now. So a 3 castles versus 1, that's not going to end well, surely.
Yeah, just compare the middle, like how many villages are actually working on gold and stone here. MbL in the meanwhile will go full knights. Halberdiers now finally +2 defense kicking in any second. Cavalier upgrade for dogao, and I think they will take one last fight then.
Well, they're going to try and push it, but I mean, MbL has some monks, Viper has halberdier, and MbL not even in the Imperial Age, but it doesn't really matter. I think just sheer numbers here winning the game, and okay, Treb's going to take down the castle, that's gone. And the Cavalier now left to clean up, but
They can't really engage. Nicov now
No.
going for
Too many Haubs.
Spearman and going for defense. Let's see, his eco looks a bit better than before. Now trying to go for the side ratings.
MbL also going up to Imp now as well. Viper, yeah, it's GG. There you
GG.
go.
And Viper and MbL going into the finals, facing off against Leary and Todd after a kind of convincing 4-1 after they were down 1-0. They
Yeah.
won all the other 4 games.
They did really well. I was surprised, to be honest. I thought dogao and Nicov might have done a little bit more there, but the team play from Viper and MbL was great, and that third game, that was definitely won by MbL's raiding onto Nikov's eco there. Really well played.
Oof, really well played indeed. So grand finals will come up in, I would say, roughly 15 minutes. I will give myself some time to breathe. We are changing the co-casters and the players have to relax a bit. But this game, as you said, really well played there by as well Viper and MbL. The MbL rating was incredible. The map control of Viper, zoning out everything, then going for expos, clearing up this fight here in the south where MbL walled, then going in the middle, expos, then beautiful castles, realizing what the strategy had to be, and securing the win for them.
Well, I mean, the early game in that last one, the early game was really good for dogao and Nicov.
Yes.
The problem is, like, Viper, he hit castle and he immediately struck back, and he hit both of them, and it was really well played. In the meantime, MbL, even though he had a really late castle, Viper was able to keep Nicov and dogao busy together and allow MbL to kind of catch up, and I mean, from there it was just like a bit of a snowbally game. Viper played really well.
Indeed, and he played 1 TC only, right? Yeah. Just one TC push.
Yeah.
What is that for a castle here? In nowhere's Midland. Maybe trying to go for trade setup? No, I don't think so.
I don't know, but it was good, and I really enjoyed that game. So anyway, thank you very much for having me co-casting with you. I really enjoyed it.
It
and,
was a blast.
Thanks for hosting the series as well.
You're very welcome.
Rogan?
All right, well, I'm gonna head off now. I'm gonna go chill out and get some dinner and probably play some CS:GO for the rest of the night. So,
Or watch the finals, maybe.
I'll tune in every now and then. I'll keep a close eye on it, but I'm gonna chill for a bit as well. So enjoy the rest of the games and have a good night, everyone.
Rogan?
Okay.
See you later.
Okay, so